The Emirates NBA Cup is here. You can win big getting in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. All 30 teams split into 6 groups every Tuesday and Friday, playing for the right to advance into a single elimination in-season tournament, culminating in the NBA Cup Championship in Las Vegas. First time, here's something special for you. New DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook. Every point counts. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code MONEYMOVES. That's code MONEYMOVE for new customers to get $150 in bonus bet if your bet wins when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Nightcap as you watch the Dallas Cowboys that played really hard for a team that's not going anywhere. They win by the score of 26-24, Ocho. The defense got after Baker Mayfield. Cooper Rush did a great job of distributing the football. They couldn't run it, but Cooper Rush made enough plays with his arm. CeeDee Lamb had some big plays, and they win the game 26-24. Thank you for joining us for Nightcap. Y'all know me. I'm your favorite Unc, Shannon Sharpe. That guy with the Christmas tree in the backdrop is your favorite number 85, Liberty City's own Bengal Ring of Fame honoree, the Pro Bowler, the All-Pro. That's Chad Ochocinco Johnson. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you hit that like button. Tell family, friends, and loved ones to do likewise. And guess what? We need one more favor from you. Go subscribe to the Nightcap podcast feed wherever you get your podcast from. And check out Shea by LaPortier. We have it in stock, and the holidays are upon us. Christmas is 3 days away. And although we will not be able to get it to you by Christmas or New Year's, if you order it because you can't find it in a city or state near you, we'll get it to you at the first of the new year. And one more thing, please drink responsibly. Go follow my media company on all of its platforms. That's Shay Shay Media. And my clothing company, 84, with 84 being spelled out. Our newest release just dropped last week. We've got shirts and sweats. We've got stocking stuffers such as beanies, koozies, and mugs. Quantities are limited, so please make sure you grab yours while supplies last. Everyone started receiving their orders yesterday. The remaining orders will be delivered this week. We had a glitch in our system, and there are some orders that had single mugs. So obviously, if you ordered multiple things, that was able to go out without a glitch. But we found out what it was. Obviously, I'm not disappointed in that. I don't make excuses. And so we're going to make sure that don't happen again, because if it does, we're going to move to a different location, different site. So I can promise you that will not happen again. So we're sorry for any inconvenience. The order will be shipped. We're sorry that it didn't get to you in the time that you anticipated. We don't do excuses here. I don't make excuses, but it was a glitch in the system. It wasn't, obviously. So I want to personally apologize for everything at Nightcap in the shipping department. But any single orders for the mugs, there's going to be a slight delay, and I apologize for that. But thank you for your patience. And we thank you guys for letting us know. Tickets for the Super Bowl show in New Orleans, our first Springs tour stop, they're on sale right now. The link is pinned at the top of the chat. February the 6th in New Orleans. Be there. You don't want to miss it. And we have some great guests lined up for you. We've been nominated for 2 Sports Podcast Awards, Best American Football Podcast and Best Sports Comedy Podcast. Again, nominated for 2 Sports Podcast Awards, Best American Football Podcast and Best Sports Comedy Podcast. Please go vote. The link is pinned in the chat, pinned on our social pages, and in all of our social bios. Ocho, as I mentioned at the top, the Cowboys, defeated the Bucs 26-24. Cowboys sealed the victory. Great play by Bland. Took the ball right out of the guy's hand as he's going to the dirt. It wasn't good enough for him to just make the tackle. He wanted to make sure he get the ball and end the game at that very moment, and that's exactly what he did. But in the process of doing that, not only did they defeat the Bucs now are trail the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons are now in first place in the NFC South, which they are the 4 seed, and Tampa slides all the way down to the 8 seed. Where you say 8 seed is not bad, Shannon. Well, considering they only take 17, it's very bad. Now, we'll see Sunday night, Ocho, the Commanders and the Falcons play. 2 rookies going to start. Penix, obviously for the Falcons, Jayden Daniels, who definitely secured the Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year with that performance today. I think he had done enough over the last couple of games to kind of distance himself from Bo Nix, but he left no doubt in what he did today, the 5-touchdown performance, coming from behind and doing it. He wins that award. But Ocho, when you look at the Cowboys, give them credit. They ain't got nothing to play for. They knew going into this game, after the Commanders had done what they have done, their playoff hopes were done. And they still come out here and give you that type of effort. Pressured Baker Mayfield the entire night. They picked him off, sacked him 4 times, pressured him numerous times, and they got the big script fumble at the end of the game to close it out. What did you like about what you saw from the Cowboys?
I like the fact that they didn't give up. I like the fact that they didn't give up. I saw effort on both sides of the ball in all 3 phases of the game. I wonder if tonight's performance is enough to save Mike McCarthy's job. That's a question that I have now based on what I saw from them tonight. If you can play the way you played tonight with all the injuries that you have, what's going to happen if you have a team that's healthy and you can play like you did tonight with nothing on the line as far as playoff implications are concerned? That's the first thing that came to mind. Why are you playing this hard tonight? Where was this? Where was this fight? Where was this type of effort? Where was this type of consistency on both sides of the ball during the regular season when Dak was a quarterback? I mean, like, what are we doing? Why did we decide to play like this? When I guarantee you this, Unc, I guarantee you this. If there were people that were betting on the game, I guarantee they had all their money on goddamn Tampa to win. Yeah.
Probably so.
I'm like, I don't know what it is about games like this and playing teams that have nothing to lose and you're playing for a playoff spot. For some reason, teams like the Cowboys always seem to ruin the team's chances to maybe get in a better spot and sometimes even knock a team out the playoffs. Well, hell, if we ain't going, you ain't going either.
Yeah, misery loves company. But here's the thing, Ocho, this is what you know. At the end of the year, people start playing for jobs because now I need to see, okay, who's giving up and who's still fighting. Because in the middle of the season, okay, Ocho, we played, we still got a chance. But now this is when coaches, this is when general managers, this is when front office, this tells you a lot about your players. When you have absolutely positively nothing to play for, can you still summons up the energy? Because you're still getting a check, or you can't have you cashed it in. And tonight, clearly by the game, by what you saw, you see the Cowboys are still scrapping. They're still clawing. They're still trying to do everything they possibly can. Although they know their season is over, basically. They've got 2 more games. And then after those 2 games, they get those hefty bags. They clean out their lockers. You give all your info. Hey, bro, what you got going on? Hit me up if you come to Houston or if you come to Atlanta, if you come to wherever. Hey, man, let's get a trip to let's hit to Vegas.
Right.
Get all the information. You do your little you say your goodbyes.
And you got your exit.
You move on. You got that's absolutely, that's Monday. You go by and talk to your position coach. You talk to the head coach, and then normally have my flight scheduled at 1:00 because I was getting over there early. What time you coming in first thing? First thing. I'm first. I'm first.
Hey, you get up out of there, huh?
Hey, and you better have more tenure than me because I'm bumping everybody. Hey, I'm gonna see my position coach first, and I'm going to see. Hey, bro, back up.
Right.
I'm going to see
Mike. There, huh? Quick.
Absolutely.
Hey,
ain't nothing to stick around for what? Because Ocho, the way I did it, I didn't go home, so I didn't go back. So only time I went back to Denver was for mini camps. I never went home in during the season.
You there the whole time.
I'm there the whole time, so I'm ready to get home. When I leave to go back to Denver, I'm ready to get back to Denver.
Yeah,
I'm out of there. Hey, holla at me. Y'all know how to get in touch with me.
During
Nah, ain't no back and forth. I'm there. I'm where I'm supposed to be. But I was very impressed with the Cowboys. It's not like Tampa played bad. Baker threw for 304 yards. They ran the ball for 134 yards. But the Cowboys' pressure was relentless tonight. That D-line did a great job. Zim did a great job of disguising, bringing extra pressure. They pressured him a lot more than what than I thought they could. But give the Cowboys credit. Like you said, Ocho, for a team that didn't have anything to play for, they knew their season was basically over. There's no playoff potential. And to come out and give this kind of effort, and as you said, hell, if y'all have gave this effort, had you been playing like this on defense the entire season, who knows what your season could have been. And we don't want to blame it on injuries because guess what? You're more banged up now than you were in the beginning. And you didn't give this effort. You didn't give this effort against the Ravens. You didn't give this effort against the Saints. You didn't give this effort against the Eagles. There are a lot of teams you didn't give this effort against, and that's why you're taking your ass home instead of getting ready to try to make a playoff. Excuse me, to make a deep playoff push.
Yeah,
that's why you're not. But Cooper Rush, 26-35, 292, 1 touchdown. He was only sacked once. They didn't run the ball well at all. They only had 20 carries for 31 yards.
The fact that they couldn't run the ball, which made them one-dimensional, and then Cooper Rush, when it came to passing, he was still good. He was still good.
Yes.
I mean,
I was surprised that they couldn't generate more pressure than what they got. I was very, 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 very surprised. Tampa couldn't generate more pressure than what they got. And I thought because Tampa was running the ball well, but the Cowboys like, hey, they're putting their ears back. Give Baker credit because he threw the ball well under some very adverse circumstances. The last play, the end of the game, he's supposed to have been sacked. He scratched and clawed and got his hands up and shoveled it to I think it was White that he was that White that ended up having the ball taken from him. But give the Cowboys credit. Tonight is their night. They played well. They won 26-24, and they got something. They got a tough matchup next week, if I'm not mistaken. They got the Eagles. The Eagles are going to be upset. They let one slip away, had an opportunity to get home field, or still stay in the running for home field. That's no longer possible, I don't think. I don't see Detroit losing out. They got Minnesota one of these games. Minnesota still has an outside chance. They got Minnesota of getting home
the last game, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, but it's in Detroit. Oh yeah, don't Detroit have the Packers? I think Detroit has the Packers. They got the Packers and Minnesota to close out the season.
Talk about
that's going to be
fireworks. That's fireworks in the season.
Oh no, Detroit goes to San Fran, and then they get the Vikings at home. The Vikings have the Packers and the Lions. They play the Packers. They got the Packers next week. Minnesota does, and then they close out the season in Detroit. Detroit goes on the road to San Fran, and then they close out the season against Minnesota at home.
That's going to be tough.
So I think when the NFL went to this alignment, Ocho, where the final game of the season is all division, this is what they hope for. Because people starting to sit people a week, 2 weeks, a week. Wait a minute. This ain't no NBA. Ain't no load managing here. We want something. We want it to mean something. I don't think because this could very well be home field advantage in a lot of situations, decided in the last week of the season. So the NFL is getting exactly what they wanted and what they had hoped to happen. And I can't wait till next week. Ocho, Jalen Hurts. Wow. 36-33 game-winning drive. Jalen Hurts on a scramble. Got hurt, got ruled, got knocked out of the game with a concussion in the first quarter. Jayden Daniels was sensational. 5 touchdown passes. Today marked the first time that Washington has won a game with 5+ giveaways since week 17 of the 2002 season versus Dallas. Let that sink in. They won a game. Remember, Detroit had a game like that this season, Ocho. Golf through 5 picks, and they still won the game. That happened today. This is the first time that Washington has won a game with 5+ turnovers and 30-plus points allowed in the Super Bowl era. They had no business winning this game, with the exception of the sensational rookie. And he was sensational. Now you got to get a little help. They a couple of blown coverages, Ocho, at the end because they left Zacchaeus wide open on the sideline. I don't know what they did with that. And then Jayden Daniels threaded the needle to Crowder for the game-winning touchdown. But I love the way Jayden Daniels, the poise in which he showed, Ocho, getting out of harm's way, scrambling. Jayden was 24 of 39, 258, 5 touchdowns, 2 picks. He was sacked 3 times. They ran the ball 24 for 113. Daniels, 9 carries, 81 yards. Zacchaeus had 5 for 70 and 2 touchdowns. Terry McLaurin had 5 for 61 touchdowns. Jay Crowder, 215, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
They were sensational. Saquon, I thought Saquon was like, man, I thought Saquon was going to go for like 250.
The way he ran the ball in the first quarter, let's say the first half, the way he ran the ball in the first half, I'm like, well, hey, he might. I said 300. I say he might go 300. But I don't know what happened. Obviously, the injury to Jalen Hurts in the first quarter, in the first half. I thought they would have leaned more on Saquon as far as the running concern, but that didn't happen. I knew the playbook would change, the play that they're running would change, and they didn't get enough of a lead once Kenny Pickett had to come in at quarterback, because once the backup comes in, that the playbook shrinks. The playbook shrinks. You can't run the same plays you run with Jalen Hurts with Kenny Pickett.
No.
So things do change, and they didn't have enough lead to be able to win this game. And once that momentum shifted in favor of the Commanders, with Jayden, when Jayden got that goddamn 4th and 11, Unc, I knew it was going to be a long day. It was going to be a long day.
Well, we saw this before. Ocho, what happened first game of the season? Saquon dropped the pass that would have given him a first down, running the clock out. And then we got Devontae Smith. He got a touchdown. Instead of kicking the field goal, boom. But they drop a lot of passes. My boy AJ, I love AJ Brown, but AJ Brown drops a lot of passes, Ocho.
Yeah.
He does. He got to focus. And I know a lot of times, Ocho, you and I have both been there. When you feel you're not going to get the targets that you need, you're trying to get to the house on every throw. And in order to do that, sometimes you got to do this. You got to catch the ball already with your eye, and the hips already open, looking to get upfield. And I think that's what's happening with AJ. He's doing a lot of that because he's like, man, I ain't gonna get but so many. I mean, think about Ocho. He had 15 targets. He caught 8 of them. Yeah. That ain't a good ratio.
It's funny. You think about the drops with AJ Brown. Devontae Smith had one. I think could have sealed the game if he had caught that ball.
Yeah. Oh, it would have. Because then to put him, Ocho, think about how many points did to put him up. So now you got to score, get the ball back, and score again. Because now that they get the touchdown, that puts them up 2 scores. Or you run you're going to run the timeout.
Yeah. That was it. I'm going to say that ball, Devontae Smith, when he dropped that over the middle, I think that play in general, that catch would have sealed the game. They could have run the clock out from that point. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure how much time was on the clock, but those costly drops at important times in the game, especially a game like that when your starting quarterback is out, you got to make those plays. You have to make those plays.
Yeah. Bro, I don't know what's happened to Marshawn Lattimore. Bro, he literally got Philly right down the field. He got like 3-4 holding calls on one possession. And they could have called him again in the end zone. And he talking about what? Bro, you holding the man. You got the man around the waist. You got the man armed. And you looking at the official like, what? I'm like, do you not realize you're like literally holding this man? I mean, Ocho, I'm talking about literally.
I do think in his case, you have to think how much time Marshawn has been out. Obviously, the trade, going from the Saints to the Commanders, and then coming off of he's coming off an injury. Hurt. So until he can get his legs back underneath him, I think you want to hold a little bit, you're a little handsy. You're not playing with your technique. You're not using your eyes. You're not trusting your feet. And stuff like that. So you tend to hold, you tend to grab to make sure you're in position to be able to make those plays, and they were costly.
Right. And see, the thing is with you have to understand with AJ, he's a strong, big physical receiver.
He's strong.
He's not twitchy. Right. He's not twitchy. He's not a guy that's looking to He's looking to play through you. He's trying to play through contact. So you have to be physical with him. You can't be like a typical DB with a regular receiver, small body receiver, and play it because he's gonna play through contact. And the last thing you want him to do is catch the ball and face you up. Because if he can catch the ball and face you up at his size, he's gonna run through most DBs. And so Lattimore got a little handsy with him, but I was like, bro, because at first I was like, this got to be a rookie. Ain't no way there's no veteran DB getting all these calls. And then I was like, damn, that's Marshawn Lattimore. And then it dawned on me like, bro, he's just coming back from injury. So he's not where he needs to be. He's not seeing things. His body is not what, his footwork, his technique is not what it needs to be. But they got away with one today. And the reason why Saquon didn't have the second half is because guess what? Yeah. There's no threat. Well, Kenny Pickett is not going to run the ball. Jalen Hurts is a threat to run the football. So now we don't believe Kenny Pickett can beat us throwing the football. So you know what we're going to do?
Call a completely different game. We can call a completely different game.
Absolutely.
Oh, you know what? Man, let me stack this box. Let me stack this box. This is what we finna do. You think you're gonna run it today?
No. I don't believe Kenny Pickett can throw the Eagles to a victory, but I know Saquon can run them to a victory. So let's tighten this thing down on Saquon. Hey, no more big plays. Hey, let him get his 1-2s like that. We can live with that, but we can't let him hit his head on the goalpost. We do not believe Kenny Pickett can beat us throwing the football, and he couldn't.
Now,
but that was a big. I mean, they're not. Listen, it's a lot easier, Ocho, for the backup to come into the game when they're not expecting it. You don't practice for the backup.
No.
You practice for Jalen Hurts. So your defense is kind of tailored to what Hurts can do. Hurts can beat us. Give DQ credit, Dan Quinn, who's the head coach, who's also the DC. Give him but it's a lot easier to call for Kenny Pickett because he ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. Whereas Jalen Hurts, we got to keep him in the pocket. We can't run past him because he'll jump out the window and he'll run, take off from us. No. Kenny Pickett ain't going nowhere. Even if we run past him, we'll chase his ass down.
Yeah. So how long you think one of the funny things about concussion protocol, it seemed like it varies depending on who the player is or the significance of the injury based on what they feel as far as when you have to take those concussion tests.
I surmise he'll be back next week.
Just like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if he's coming back that fast, I mean, there's no reason why. I mean, I would have thought he would have been able to come back into this game, but
they do take it a little bit more for precaution because now you got to go in the tent and now they can call down. They got neurologists and stuff upstairs, Ocho. They can signal down, say he look a little wobbly. Let's get him off the field for a play. Let's get him into the tent. Let's get him evaluated and see. But you can tell because he got hit in the side. See, that was the problem that he had. He going down his head, and then the guy hit him in the side.
He was wobbly now. When he
he was absolutely. But give them credit. The Eagles lose to the Washington Commanders. The Commanders 10-5. With that win, the Cowboys and the 49ers were eliminated from the playoffs. The Eagles fall to 12-3. Still, they've already won no, hell no, they still haven't. Washington can still catch them because if they lose out and Washington win out, can Washington catch them? Yes. No. What if they both 12-5? Because I don't think the Eagles hadn't won the division, have they? Yeah, so theoretically they can. So that means Washington can catch him. Kansas City's won the division. That means nobody in the division can catch him. Buffalo has won the division. That means nobody in the division can catch him. But I think they would have to win. Washington would have to win out, and the Eagles would have to lose out. Yes, Washington has at home against the Falcons, on the road against the Cowboys. The Eagles have the Cowboys this week, and who do they close with? Giants. They ain't losing out. But keep your head up. Ocho, your Bengals defeated the Browns 24-6. Jamar Chase passed 1,500 yards, breaks his own franchise
I told you who
yardage
it was.
record.
I told you.
Myles Garrett, got his 100th sack before turning 29 years of age. He tied the great Bruce Smith as the fourth fastest to get 100 sacks. The Bengals next play at home on Saturday, if I'm not mistaken, against the Broncos, correct?
And guess who's going to win that game? And I'm going to be there. Matter of fact, I'm going to the game. I hope it's cold. I hope it's cold because y'all don't do well in the cold.
You do realize, like, Denver gets cold in Denver,
Cincinnati
right?
too, just as cold.
Yeah. You know, we used to the cold. Joe Burrow, 23 of 30, 252, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. He was sacked 4 times.
Joe Burrow.
They ran the ball 22 times for 116 yards. Chase Brown, 18 carries, 91 yards. But it was Jamar Chase, 6 for 97 and a touchdown. He's going to win the Triple Crown. Nobody's even close to him in touchdowns, catches, or yards, so he's going to get that. T had 8 for 58, 1 touchdown. How you say that name? Lovavius?
Just say Yoshi. Yoshi
had 3 for 53 and a touchdown, Ocho. Cleveland. Yeah, Myles Garrett looking to get up out of there.
I mean, you obviously
He's looking to get up out of there, Ocho.
Normally with a player like that, a player of his caliber that doesn't cause any problems, he comes to play week in and week out, regardless of what's going on. You know what you're going to get out of him. You understand that as a team, as an ownership, GM, you understand that you're in a rebuilding stage. You're going to have to find a quarterback, one that you can build with, and you're in a rebuilding stage.
Yes.
As far as Myles Garrett is concerned, if you care about the individual as a player, allowing not how do I say it, not keeping him imprisoned while you're in a rebuilding stage, do right by the individual because he's always done right by you. Now, most times when it comes to business, they don't think like that, but you would think in this case, in this scenario, after what he's already said and what he's done for you and what he's given that organization in that city, you give him an opportunity to go play for a contender.
It gives
I would think and hope they would do the right thing until they rectify their situation at the quarterback position.
I mean, it's going to take a king's ransom to get him. You're talking about a guy that's 29 years of age, premier, doesn't miss time. He gives it to you every game. He's great against the rusher. Obviously, he's a premier pass rusher, which that's what everybody's looking for. He can play. He plays the run. He's durable. He doesn't give you any problems on the field or off the field. When you go to bed at night, you don't having to worry about getting a call saying, hey, Myles Garrett is in trouble. You don't worry about that. He's one of those guys you rest real easy, knowing that he's going to be professional both on and off the field at all times. And you can respect that and you appreciate that. But it's probably going to take 2 first-rounders, maybe even a quality player that's on your roster, and some others, maybe a second and a third. He's not coming cheap, nor should he. Because if you're giving up that level of player, Ocho, I need to be able to replace him with draft picks. Now, there's no guarantee you're ever going to get a player to replace be what he was. But I'm more. The problem is with Cleveland, they're more than Myles Garrett away. So I would come out better, Ocho.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Getting draft picks and a potential player to try to and build from there. If I was just a Myles Garrett away, I was like, no, I'm gonna keep it. And if I just get one player, but there are a lot of players away, Ocho, especially offensively.
I think honestly, defensively, I think they're good. I think they're sound. If they could have some adequate, consistent quarterback play that can, move their ass up and down their goddamn field and be able to facilitate the ball, that we've seen from them in spurts when certain quarterbacks have been in there, I think they'll be fine. But I mean, just right now, it's not what it is. And I would hope they do right by Myles Garrett and giving him the opportunity to go and play for a contender. So we'll see.
And Cleveland played them tough for as long as they possibly could, Ocho. It's just that they're undermanned at the quarterback position. They ran the ball 24 times for $146. So you're getting what, 5, 6? You're getting basically 6 yards a carry, Ocho. You can't complain about that. Ford gave you 11 for 92. Your quarterback has great legs. He's a mobile quarterback, not that accurate. But, they got a touchdown, got it called back with holding, or got another big first down, got that called back for holding. They're okay, but they're ways away offensively, Ocho. They're ways away. They need a couple of wide receivers. I mean, Judy is good, but, Judy's like, bro, even he's thinking like, man, if I just had a decent quarterback, y'all see what I can do if y'all got a quarterback to get me to rock. Y'all saw that the last 3 weeks. But he got 3 targets for 20 yards, 3 targets, 2 catches, 20 yards. What are you supposed to do with
nothing.
That?
But this is a game like this. If I were Judy, when I think about some of the times when I had Gus Farrat, when I had Scott Mitchell, when I had John Kitna, and understanding that, the offensive play caller was going to be a little different. The ball coming to me was going to be a little different. So what I would do is always, before I leave or break the huddle, boom, I call it mind fucking the quarterback. He already has enough to worry about, Unc. You don't want to bother the quarterback. He has to come to the line. He has to go through his read. He has to go through his progression, his pre-snap stuff. So always, when the play is called, right before I leave the huddle, I tap his hip. All right, now, I'm here. And just to let him know, if you want somewhere to go with the ball, I don't care what the play call is. Hey, I don't care what the play call is. You know what to do. And hey, listen,
I'm here.
And then Unc, you know how I am. I know you've seen the clip before. I come out the huddle and I line up and I see coverage and it's man, whether it's off or whether he's on, the first thing I do, and you can hear it in the entire stadium, just alert the quarterback. Yee! All right, now when you hear that sound, you know what time it is. Just take a peek now.
Right.
You ain't got to do much. Just take a quick peek. Now, if I hit you with that, I got you. I'm telling you, 99.9% of the time, I got you. Like life insurance. I tell Carson all the time, listen, you ain't got to do that. You ain't got to go through all that bullshit. Now I got you. Understand that.
Yeah. Yeah. But Ocho, you saw this again. Joe got sacked.
Don't do
the
that.
ball came
Don't
out.
do that now. Don't do that. Don't do that. I hear you. But don't do that. Come on now. I understand. I know. Listen.
In Kansas City, what happened, Ocho? You had a 7-point lead. What happened? Okay, Pittsburgh, Baltimore. You see what's happening is, and see, the problem with fans don't understand is what you do understand. Yeah, you had a 14-point lead. But what happens when you don't have that lead? You had that lead against Baltimore. You had a 10-point lead, and then what happened? You threw a pick, you fumble, boom. Now, you had a 7-point lead against Kansas City. Strip sack, scoop and score. Pittsburgh, you threw 2 picks, pick and you fumbled it. That's what gets you beat. You play in Cleveland. You're supposed to mollywop Cleveland. That offense.
They still Cleveland. The defense ain't bad now. The defense ain't bad. Yeah,
but
the offense is worse. But the defense is somewhat good. And remember, this is a division game. This is a division game, and for some reason, it's always close. Hell, look how the Bills been playing all season, and look how they struggled against the Patriots today. So it's something about those games. Steelers, Ravens, always close. It's never really a blowout most of the time. So I mean, listen, the Browns had their hands full playing. They had to play against the greatest Bengal receiver of all time. The greatest player of all time. The first receiver to ever have 1,500 yards in a season. 15 touchdowns. Wait, 16 now. They ain't never seen nothing like that. Young bull, he from New Orleans. He went to LSU.
Oh, he put in the work. Boy, Mike Brown kicking his own self.
I don't know why they played with him. I don't know. Anytime you have a receiver that comes out after the draft, after getting drafted, and the first thing he says is, before he say anything else, I'm breaking every motherfucking record y'all got. That's it. Well, he didn't curse, but I'm gonna curse for him. Just add a little flavor to it. Yeah, just add a little seasoning to it. You coming in with that type of moxie. That's what the white folks call it. They call it moxie. I call it confidence.
Yes.
And people that don't like the Bengals or like Jamar, they're gonna call it arrogance. Believing in yourself, understanding your skill set, knowing the work that you put in to get to this point, to know what you're gonna do when I get to where I'm going. Come on, man. We've been doing this, man. Ask Papa Chase. Papa Chase, I know y'all watching. They watching too. I know they watching.
Man, look, It's one thing to like, okay, I
Yeah.
went to the Pro Bowl. Okay, it's one thing that I went.
Yeah.
I'm an All Pro.
Yes.
I'm first team All Pro. He's going to be a
Yeah.
unanimous first team All Pro selection. He'll be one of the few guys that make a first team All Pro selection. It's one thing. Okay, I led the league in receiving, or I led the league in yardage, or I led the league in touchdown. Bro, he got it all. He got sweepstakes. It's almost like Ocho. He won the Powerball, Mega Millions, cash free, fantasy five, cash
matter of fact, oh my goodness! Now that you just said that, everybody in the chat, including you, like, listen. I think the Powerball or Mega Millions, a Lotto, whatever it is, right now it's at what 920 something, nine what some. Yeah, make sure you go play that. Chat, everybody in the chat, please go play Powerball.
Ocho, you got to go. Ocho, you got to play that. You got to be in some little rural area.
You think so?
They ain't going to let you win in the Miami Gardens, okay? So
I think it's about guessing the numbers. It's about getting the numbers right. You can go watch YouTube. You can go watch YouTube and watch some of the videos on how to make your chances greater by using certain numbers and certain strategies and certain methods. So I'm gonna do it, and when I win, I'm telling you, I'm taking all of us. Nightcap, we all gonna move in the same community.
No, we not.
And
I win and I'm moving. I'm getting me a little condo in Houston. I win a little something, get a little condo in Houston.
There we go. Hey, that kind of money.
Hey, ain't nobody gonna know I got a condo in Houston though. Nobody but me and the real estate agent. That's the only people that's gonna know I got a condo in Houston.
I'm going too.
Nah, you ain't going. Nah. You draw too much attention.
Whoa. I don't even go out. I don't draw no attention. People don't even.
You do. And you want to talk. Hey, let's take a picture. Get it in here. Let's get a picture. No, hell no.
Yeah, hug it up.
But Chase, man, congratulations, bro. You have finished this thing off strong. Go ahead and get this Triple Crown, one of the great seasons. He's at 108 catches. He's over 1,500 yards. He's got 16 touchdowns. There's a chance he could get to 130 catches, get to 130, 1,700 yards, maybe 18, 19 touchdowns, maybe even the magic number of 20.
There's still 2 games left, right?
Which will be one of
2 games left, right? Yeah, man. He's gonna crush that. He definitely gonna crush that. Hey, can I tell y'all something?
Oh, they got what you call? I think they closed out with Pittsburgh. Don't they got the Steelers? Because I think y'all got Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh. Y'all got the Broncos in Pittsburgh.
I just want to say one thing. The numbers Chase is putting up, the season he's had, the consistency that he's had since he's entered the league, week in and week out. The ups and downs, even when things aren't going well. I just want everybody to know, it's from a nutritional standpoint, that Ja'Marr Chase eats McDonald's. I just want to throw that out there. I don't know why that was on my heart. It was heavy on my heart just to let you guys know. That it was heavy on my heart to let you know as well, Unc, what he's been able to do on that diet. And it's not what you eat. It's not what you eat. It's all skill set. Either you got it or you don't. But anyway, we can go ahead with the show.
Yeah. The Bills defeated the Patriots by a lot closer score than people would have thought. 24-21. The Bills got a shaky win off a team that should have dominated. Josh Allen's been playing with a broken left hand all season. Wonder how that got leaked all of a sudden. He broke it in week 1. Hold on. He broke it in week 1, and here we are in week 15. Anyway, but guess what? It's been reported that Gerard Mayo's job security is reportedly safe unless there's a total collapse at the end of the season. Ocho, you watched this game. What didn't you like about what you saw?
From
Buffalo, and then we'll get into the Patriots.
We had some drops, and I'm not even gonna say what I didn't like from Buffalo, because I know what it's like playing against a divisional opponent. I know what it's like. I just saw Buffalo put up 40 in back-to-back weeks against 2 teams that were really good. That were really good.
Exactly. Rams and the Rams and the Lions.
But these are teams that you don't face often. These are teams that really don't know your tendencies.
Correct.
They don't know the things you like to do. They're really not familiar with you like that. So I expected. Matter of fact, I think I said it too, Unc. I think I said it when we talked on the show about them having to play the Patriots. I say, Unc, it's gonna be close, because anytime you play a divisional opponent, I don't know what it is. Even though the Patriots have played bad, they had some bright spots for Drake May. Drake May has had some moments where he looked very good and very promising. But I said, the game is gonna look like this. And lo and behold, exactly like I said it would look, that's exactly how it looked. Where Drake May and those Patriots almost won this game. They almost won this game. So what I saw today was expected because it's a divisional opponent, and both teams are so familiar with each other and what they like to do.
They did a better job of taking care of the football. They would have won. Drake May threw a horrible interception in the end zone that took points off the board. They had 4 fumbles. They lost 2 of those. And you can't have, when you're playing on the road and you're playing a team that's better than you are, everything damn near has to go perfect. And it was going really well, but those turnovers, you can't turn the ball over. You cannot turn the ball over in the end zone. That's an absolute no-no because you take points off the board. Josh Allen, and remember, I was on First Take, and I said, MVP is not over. It is not over. And that's why I always advise people, and I used to vote for a decade. I had a vote. I voted for the MVP. I voted for the All-Pro team. I voted for the awards, Ocho, Offensive Player of the Year, defense, and so forth and so on. And I waited to the very and I took it serious. And I obviously, being in the studio, you get an opportunity to watch all the games. I ain't just watching highlights. I'm watching because that's why I felt very comfortable. I took it serious. I'm not just going by, excuse me, guys. I'm not just going by names because I think the All-Pro team is serious because you're talking about the best players regardless of conference. So I'm just not, your name means nothing. I'm basing it on play that year. I'm not trying to take away the All-Pro team that you got selected on before. That's not what I'm trying to do. But if I don't feel you deserving of that honor this year, I'm not voting for you. It's really that simple. But Lamar, and I said this, I say, bro, y'all got to look at Lamar's stats. I mean, the man has 37 touchdowns, 4 picks. And then you throw in his rushing total. So he's 40 touchdowns with like 6 or 7 turnovers. You look at his passing numbers. That's what Aaron Rodgers was doing when he was winning MVP. Throwing 40-plus touchdowns with single-digit interceptions. That's what he's doing. Now, I do think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, they're like, but hold on, he got a guy that's rushed for 1,600 yards in his backfield. So what are we going to do with that? And so I think that, his numbers are his numbers. Now, right now, if I had a vote, I probably would vote for Lamar. I would vote for Lamar.
Is your vote swayed because of the performance that Josh Allen had today? He didn't play well.
Yeah, just like it was swayed when Lamar and them lost, and he didn't. Just like it was swayed when he played against Pittsburgh. Remember?
Right.
He didn't play well. This week he came back and he played better. And you look at the last couple of weeks, Josh Allen had like 10 touchdowns in 2 games. How can it not? But we got to be fair. We got to evaluate it on what we see. They got 2 games left. I do believe Lamar Jackson can win. And it'd be interesting to see. I bet those odds for Josh Allen winning the MVP ain't what they started today. I bet you that. What are the odds now, Ash? Well, he started at minus 900 today, right? I think he started at minus 900.
You know what I don't like? I don't like the fact that when it comes to the MVP award, it's an individual accomplishment. But when it comes to what's necessary to win it, as far as the team success as well, they take that into account as well. Because if we were talking about MVP from a statistical standpoint in stats, I look at Joe Burrow and always ask myself, well, why is he not in the conversation? And then everyone says, well, the team itself is losing, so therefore he's not in the, he's not in the running.
Yeah, I mean, there's a chance. I mean, he doesn't make the playoffs. You're never gonna get the MVP on the guy that didn't make the playoffs.
Understandable.
And that's the thing. I think Joe has had a phenomenal season. Now, had they had a record similar to Lamar's, or they had a record similar to Josh Allen, now we got a whole different discussion.
Yes, but that's what I meant.
But I mean, the guy MVP and the guys, what is they? He's 7 and 8.
I know it's tough. I know it's tough, but again, that's why I just said how the goalposts move when it comes to the discussion on a trophy that's based on individual accomplishment and accolades on what you've done individually. So using the team's success as a reason why you can't be in the conversation, it throws me off just a tad bit.
Because at the end of the day, what does those stats mean if you're not winning?
Sometimes.
Because at the end, and this is what I used to argue with my co-host, my partner on Undisputed. I said, it's still a stat award. You're not going. If you go 15-0 and you got 3,000 yard passing, and another guy goes 10-6, and he's got 5,000 yard passing and 40 touchdowns, and you got 3,000 yards and 20 touchdowns, you're not winning that award. Go back and look. Look at all those years Drew Brees was throwing for 5,000 yards. How many MVPs did he win?
You're right.
Yeah, it's a stat award, but I need those stats to equate the wins. So if I'm piling up a bunch of stats, Ocho, and I ain't getting no wins, because people go like, oh, bro, yeah, well, hell, you behind. All you doing is you stat pad. Because none of those numbers goes towards wins. And like I said, y'all don't believe it. Go back and look at Drew Brees and look how many. I think he got 4 or 5,000 yard passing season. But when you losing, how can I give you an award like that? Because your stats doesn't equate to wins. Lamar's stats is equating to wins. Jared Goff, although he doesn't have, he had an outstanding day today. You look at Josh Allen, his numbers equates to wins. Saquon, his numbers equates to wins. But I think the only thing that's really hurting Lamar is that he got almost a 1,700 yard rush in his backfield, who's averaging 5.5 yards a carry. He's got 13, 14 rushing touchdowns.
Honestly, when I think about it, chat, y'all might not like this, and Unc, you might not like this. I mean, Joe Burrow hasn't been in the conversation for MVP all season long because of our record, right? But these last two games, these last two games, after we beat the Broncos on Saturday, I'm telling you right now, I'm letting you know right now, Patrick Surtain Jr., you got to deal with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. So at Bo Nix ain't nothing. You going to get nixed. That's what's going to happen. We going to win that game. We going to go into Pittsburgh the following week. We're going to win that game. And then when we make it and we have an opportunity to go into the playoffs, because the football gods happen to bless us, that MVP conversation going to have to change.
There's a good chance, Ocho. It's going to hurt. Y'all beat the Broncos and then lose the final game of the season. It's going to hurt. That's going to hurt. Oh, that's going to hurt Ocho so bad because I know you're going to be happy. Oh, what I tell you. Look, I told you. And y'all lose that. Ooh, but that thing going to hurt. That thing going to hurt like Sade say brand new shoes.
It is. And that would probably be another moment that I would get emotional on camera. And I don't care who laugh. And I don't care if they make me a meme because I still love and bleed and live the game of football. I just do. I wish I could play it. I wish I could still be out there competing, having fun, but I just can't. So I live vicariously through the show, watching it on TV.
Right.
And I think we're gonna make the playoffs. I think we're gonna make it. We're gonna win these last two games. I know how it's gonna work. I understand how the football gods work. I've seen the NFL script before the season started. I know how the story end is going to go. All right.
Okay. The Lions defeated the Bears 34-17, even without Montgomery, who was sidelined with an MCL injury. In Chicago, Gibbs finished with 154 scrimmage yards. 109 of those came on the ground and a touchdown, while having 4 receptions for 45 yards. Jared Goff finished today 23 of 32, 336, 3 touchdowns, 0 interception. He also set a career high in passing touchdowns in the season with 33 with 2 games to go.
Yeah.
Ocho, you watched the Lions go on the road in Soldier Field and
do what they want to do. Go out there and have fun. Take Motown to Chicago. Out there, hit the temptation moves, celebrate, throwing the ball all over the place. Jameson Williamson doing what Jameson Williamson does. Amon-Ra St. Brown scoring. I don't know what kind of celebration that was on the goddamn goal.
Yeah, y'all know what they're doing. All I know is they're going to get fined for it.
Hey, that was Jahmyr Gibbs, right? He was like doing a stripper dance or something on the
I don't know what they were doing. Right now, Minnesota got the dancing thing on lock. Right now, Minnesota, they got the choreography. They got it on lock.
Listen, excuse me, chat, for being rude. Excuse me for being disrespectful. whoever the young bull is for the Minnesota Vikings that did the celebration where he copied the lady who did the freestyle
Oh yeah.
at the
At the
Olympics,
Olympics.
did the celebration.
Ray
I don't
Gun.
know know young bull name, but that to me is one of the greatest celebrations of all time.
And they just hit the white
Oh,
chicks
that
a
was a
couple
good
of
one.
weeks ago.
Yeah,
Remember what the
that
white,
was a good one.
and then they had the lady today. They do it, and they had the lineman and everybody doing it. I say, "What that?" Because you know the lineman, they be wanting to get it. Hey man, let us in. Nah, y'all about to mess this up. No, if you rehearse it and get it right, we'll let you participate. But Minnesota got the dancing thing on lock right now. But I was very impressed with Minnesota.
You mean Detroit? Detroit.
Detroit. No, I was saying Minnesota's choreography. But Detroit, Coach Campbell, it's okay to take a field goal, bro. All these 4th and 3s, man, come on, man. Come on. Kick the field goal and go up 37-17. It's okay.
He's trying to run the score up, man. He don't even see it. You know, Dan is playing balls to the wall. He's the definition. He's the definition of
for sure.
A visual representation of I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna do it my way. I'm gonna do it. Listen. I don't know what's the word? What's the word they say? Not tendencies. Where analytics. I don't care what analytics say. I'm going against it. I like Dan. I know his players got to love him, man. Playing for
they
somebody
do.
like
Caleb Williams didn't play.
Not my bad.
Go ahead. What'd you say, Ocho? I was saying Caleb Williams was 26 of 40, 334, 2 touchdowns. He was sacked twice. Ocho, they just got to do a better job. I mean, the first 4 possessions, 2 punts, 2 fumbles, and you're down because then they get going. But you're not good enough to spot a team and to overcome that deficit. You're just not. Keenan Allen was sensational, 9 for $141, a touchdown. Wrong, Dunze, 4 for 77. DJ Moore, 7 for 68. They didn't run the ball nearly enough, but you fall behind like that. So basically, you got to throw the running game out the window. But the golf, when you run the ball like they do, play action. If Jameson Williams lined up on your side, safety, Jonathan Owens. If your cornerback is playing outside leverage, so you know you got the go ball cup, the only thing that can hurt you, if he get over the top of you at the post, you better get on your damn horses and get back. I don't know what you're looking for, but he can run. And here's the thing, Ocho. Corner don't put hands on him. So you don't make him check his feet. So by his 5th step, he full speed. And so while you go back and look at it when they show the all 22, when Stevenson opens up and he starts digging, when he steps up left foot in the dirt and the head to that post and Owens look,
it's too late.
It's over.
Yeah. It's impossible to recover at that point if you're not already going. You got to know when to go. You got to know when to go. Anticipation skills as a DB is understanding what's in front of you, who's in front of you. You got to know your competition. You got to.
If I'm on Tyreek's side, and I know the cornerback, and I know the corner's opening up, and he's taking away his outside for the goal. Oh, Tyreek ain't beat me to the post. Now he might run the dagger, but he ain't get to the post.
So far up on that upfield shoulder, so far up. You would not beat me out of position. No, sir. Not today.
You have to, Ocho, I don't think guys do enough of studying and to understand tendencies because there are certain things I was not going to let a guy beat me with. You're not going to beat me with your strength. Now, if you got a counter move, because I'm going to take away the initial move. If I'm in pass protection, I'm going to take away your initial move. If I know you trying to get upfield, I'm going to open up. I'm going to kick. But, bro, they let these guys, that guy runs 4-3. And you just like casually, bro, no, that's not Keenan Allen who you practice against. Keenan Allen is looking to shake your ass up. Jameson Williams is looking to take the top off. Understand what you're up against, who you're up against, and you'll be just fine. But I think these guys, a lot of times, I was like, they just going out there and think, okay, he a wide receiver. No, bro. Some of these guys can really dig. And you better understand that, or you're going to be smelling deodorant.
Oh, that's a touchdown.
Make us smell deodorant, Ocho. So I don't, but the Lions look really good. Even after that tough loss last week, they bounced right back. It's because think about it. They can go get 30 at the drop of a hat.
Any team.
They can get 30 at the drop of a hat. You just hope you can hold that because who they played with the Jags where they put 59, they score. Bro, they didn't punt the ball to damn near 5 minutes in the fourth quarter. That's how they going up and down the field. Really good team. Somebody gonna have their work cut out for them. Y'all better hope y'all can get their ass outside. Hopefully they don't get home field. Because if they get home field, you got to hope now, Ocho. They're off a little bit, and we can put them behind the 8 ball. But if you let them dictate to you,
it's gonna be a long.
Man, please. You in for trouble. The Minnesota Vikings go on the road, defeat the Seattle Seahawks 27-24. As crazy as it sounds, the Vikings now have a clear path to the top seed. They'll clinch the top seed if they win their final 2 games. And because in the process of doing that, that means they would have had to defeat the Detroit Lions. Darnold finished with 22 of 35 passing, 246, 3 touchdowns, no turnover, found JJ 10 times for $144 and scored twice. Sam Darnold might stay, give JJ McCarthy that Jordan Love treatment. He hadn't had a whole lot of game-winning drives because he's really not been in a situation. I mean, you play with the Jets and you play with Carolina. You're not going to get that many opportunities. But when you look at JJ and Addison and Hawkinson and Aaron Jones, bro, they've surrounded him with talent, and he's done a great job of distributing the football. You just can't turn the ball. I mean, Seattle, you turn the ball over too much. You can't throw. Geno had a 31 of 43, 314, 3 touchdowns. Yeah, but 2 picks. The last one basically sealed the ball game.
No,
you can't do that.
Not at all. You got to give yourself a chance. You have to give yourself a chance to win the game, and the only way to do that is you have to possess the ball. You got to be able to possess the ball and be able to move the ball down the goddamn field. You know, you can't do that giving it away, especially giving it away to them as well as the Vikings have been playing all year. Sam Darnold has been phenomenal the entirety of the season. Listen, that wasn't on my bingo card. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Oh hell, it wasn't.
That was not on my bingo card.
Is he eligible for comeback player of the year? Is Sam Darnold eligible?
They got to. Who else would they give it to? Who else would they give it to? You have to, because you're not expecting it. You've seen him be a starter in New York. You've seen him be a starter.
He's ineligible because he didn't come back from illness. Because after they gave it to Joe Flacco, people got upset. They're like, hold on. Joe didn't come back from nothing. He just came back off his damn couch.
Come on, man. Listen, I understand, but listen, I understand. You got to move the goalpost a little bit when it comes to the what's the word I'm looking for? To the what's the word, Unc? Anyway, hey, chat. Sam Darnold deserves comeback player of the year. Whether he's coming back from an injury, whether he's coming back from playing bad, we've seen what he looked like when he was in Carolina. We saw what he looked like when he was with the New York Jets.
Yeah.
The way he's playing, the way he's played this year, man, he's deserving of that award. I don't care what the prerequisites may be to win it. Man, forget that. He deserves it.
Nah, Ocho. Cause you can't come back from playing bad. You just some sauce. You got to come back from an illness. You got to come back from a major injury, like Adrian Peterson, like Teddy Bruschi, like Tom Brady. You know, you got to come back.
Well, nobody's in contention to win that award because nobody's playing that damn well that's coming off of any type of injury or illness. So this year we need to just give the award to goddamn Sam Darnold. Now, I don't know who I need to talk to. I don't know whose soapbox I need to stand on and who I need to send a letter of recommendation to for Sam Darnold, but I will do so.
I'm trying to think who's even eligible that I can think of off the top of my head as a quarterback or a running back.
And the fact that you have to think lets you know who needs to win it. There it is right there. I got a PP real quick.
Hell, if that's the case, what you call him going to win it? Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow had torn ligaments in his wrist. So, I mean, if I had a vote, that's who I'm voting for because he is coming back off of something. Coming back because you, lack of a better term, suck. That ain't overcoming something. That's overcoming your own bad play. That's not an injury. That's not an illness. But for me, I think Joe Burrow will probably win that award, considering he missed 5-6 games last year, and he's coming back and he's leading the league in touchdown passes. He's leading the league in passing yardage. It's for me. That's who I think would win it. I would definitely give it to him. Oh, okay, yeah, J.K. Dobbins. Hell, he out again, so he might be eligible for it next year. But I get why they're doing it this way because Joe Burrow got it, and all he did was come off his couch. He didn't come off an injury or anything like that. And it's like, that's not what coming back from. Because if that's the case, there are a lot of guys that's coming that sucked one year and played really well the next year. But that's not what the award was intended for. Joe Burrow's going to win this award. What? You know that, right?
You
remember Joe Burrow hurt his wrist last year and missed 6 games? Okay. Now, you still think Sam Darnold's going to should get that award?
Don't try to put Joe in this. Don't try to put Joe in this conversation. If there's a conversation you want to have and you want to use Joe Burrow's name, it needs to be the MVP conversation. Not no comeback player of the year. We used to see him play great.
Did Joe Burrow overcome an injury?
I understand.
Did he finish the season last year? It's a simple question. It's a simple yes or a simple no. Did Joe Burrow finish the season for the Cincinnati Bengals last year? So therefore, he would have been a player that overcame injury or an illness. Now, what was the injury or the illness that Sam Darnold overcame to make himself eligible for this award?
The illness is having to play for the Jets organization.
He wasn't with the Jets. He was with the 49ers. He was a backup. Okay, let's try again.
The Panthers organization then.
He wasn't on the Panthers. That was 2 years ago. He was on the 49ers on the backup role. Again, let's try again.
You know what? The goddamn the mental. I'm trying to think of a word to use to help Sam out right here, and I can't think of an argument.
That lets you know right there. You got it. There you go. Okay, if there's an MIP, if you want to say most improved player, but that's only in basketball. We don't have it in football.
Listen, I'm trying to figure out an argument for him, but I can't right now. I can't.
Oh, you gonna figure out an argument for Sam Darnold over Joe Burrow for comeback player of the year?
Yeah, because I don't listen. We're used to seeing Joe play great, regardless. We're not saying, all of a sudden he came back from an injury. Now he's not the most improved because we're used to seeing him play like this. That's why.
But there's not the most improved. It's comeback. Comeback, in the definition of the bylaws, you must come back from an injury or an illness. You still haven't told me the injury or the illness that Sam Darnold overcame to be in this discussion.
The illness is having to be a backup for some horrendous teams.
What being a backup for the 49ers is a bad job?
No, I didn't say that. I'm just saying the two before that, the previous ones before that.
You don't get. Wait a minute. So you want to jump 2 years, 3 years?
Listen,
it says, okay, he's still overcoming,
trying
to come back from that.
That stuff takes a mental toll on you. That stuff takes a mental toll on you. Can you imagine, the dysfunction you had to deal with back to back in 2 different places? Then all of a sudden you get the sunshine over in San Francisco where things are okay, but you don't get to see the field. You don't get to show them what you can do,
Well, I'll give it to Bryce Young then. How about that? Bryce Young won 1 game.
He looking good though. He's looking good. We get that in a minute, but that's a good argument.
I mean, you don't want to give it over to Bryce. Yeah. Hold on, check this out. He won 1 game last year, and he got benched during the season this year.
Damn. Hey, there's a chance, that I don't know. There's a chance with Sam Darnold playing.
Hey, I'm gonna give it to Ricky. Ricky Pearsall got shot. Tank Dell got shot.
Come on.
You don't think that's overcoming something? Somebody put some hot lead in your ass? Man, come on. That got to be something, don't it, Chad?
Man. That don't count.
Oh, okay. Damn.
Hey, listen, Sam is playing so well. I think he's played himself. He's played himself into a good contract with another team, but I don't think the Vikings let him go. I don't think the Vikings let him go simply because of the uncertainty in JJ McCarthy going to be healthy and ready to go when he gets back. Is it another situation where it could be like a Kirk Cousins and a Michael Penix Jr.? Do we secure Sam Darnold and knowing what he gives you if McCarthy happens to go down again?
I mean, you willing to invest $100+ million, guaranteed, because you see what it. And I tried to tell you, and you said no. Now, Cousins made $62 million this year. He's gonna make another $38 million next year to get him at 100. Now they're not gonna pick up that roster bonus because they would have picked up the roster bonus. They'd have had to insure the rest of it, which would have been $180 million. So now he gonna be able to pull a Russ. You okay with that? Now I don't look, I tried it, and I said, Ocho, at best case scenario, Cousins gives you 2 years. That's the absolute best case, and you paying him $100 million. But what happens if he gives you one, and you're still on the hook for $100 million?
It was when you're hoping, your fingers are crossed, and it didn't work. It didn't work out how we thought it would. We didn't get the Kirk Cousins that we thought we were going to get. Now we saw him.
Oh, we did. We got him in the first half, but there was a 5-game stretch when you got the Kirk Cousins that we know he can potentially be also.
But when he was on, Unc. But when he's off, he off. I'm talking about he off.
Yeah. When he's off, hide the women and children because he about to pull his pants down. It ain't pretty. It was bad. It was really, really bad. Ocho, the Falcons defeated the Giants 34-7. Michael Penix Jr. gets his first win. It's only the second time a Falcons quarterback had led a team to a double-digit win in his first NFL start since Matt Ryan did it in 2008. Penix finished 18 of 27 for 202 and an interception that should have been caught. Hit Kyle Pitts right in his hand. Kyle Pitts threw it up in the air. So, yes, it was against the 2-13 Giants, but hey, it is what it is.
It's a start. It's a start for the quarterback. A win like today, it builds confidence. It's a good thing for the young fella. I know people on the outside looking in, you beat the Giants. It's nothing to hoop and holler about. But still, it's a team win. It's a good start for Brother Penix Jr. and his tenure as Atlanta Falcons quarterback. So wait, who they got next? Huh? Who they got next? Do they have a test?
Commanders Sunday night.
Now you got a test.
The Falcons had 2 pick sixes. Jesse Bates got one. Jesse Bates III, and edge rusher Matthew Judon. It's the first time that the team has had 2 pick sixes in one game since 1983.
Landed right in his lap, man.
They ran the ball 38 times for $128. They tried to take a lot of pressure off of Michael Penix Jr. by running the football, but he made some great throws. Kyle Pitts got to make that catch. It's really that simple, Ocho. Ain't no ifs, and buts about it. And that's the thing. When you complain, it's funny how this works, Ocho. When you complain about the ball finds you, and then you drop it.
All the time.
It happens every time.
Because I can sit here and be honest, because it happened to me. I complained about the ball at halftime. I complained about the ball in the third quarter. And Carson throw that motherfucker to me, and guess what I do? Drop it.
Throw it back at him.
Because I'm not focused. I'm not locked in. I'm not seeing the ball all the way in. I haven't touched it in a while, so I got somewhat of a little attitude, about me. And the one time I complain about the ball and it does come, I drop it. And it happens every time. Every time.
But in a situation like this, the game only gets bigger. You got a nice victory under your belt against a team you were supposed to beat. You got an opportunity to relax. Got an opportunity to exhale. But now, the Commanders got something to play for. You have something to play for. They want to get, hey, look, they're already in the playoffs, but they want to try, we want to try to get a home game. Falcons, you have something to play for. You have a lead. You have a half-game lead over the Bucs in the NFC South. Win your division, you get at least one home game. At least one. So I like this. Both teams have something to play for. We're going to find out a lot. We've seen Jayden Daniels. We haven't seen a whole lot of Michael Penix Jr., Ocho, but we've seen a lot of Jayden Daniels, and he's been phenomenal the last couple of weeks. We're going to see if he can continue this streak.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, the Giants are good and terrible.
Hey.
Drew Lock, Lord have mercy.
They look bad now, but I just want chat. Y'all remember one thing. Remember I said it first. This is breaking news. It's what you're going to hear next year on every broadcast around the world. Sanders, the neighbors for 6. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave it at that. Sanders, the neighbors for 6.
Ocho. The Raiders beat the Jags 19-14. Antonio Pierce asked about potentially losing out on the number 1 overall pick. Talk to Tom Telesco, general manager. For the franchise getting a quarterback for the future, the top priority. With a win, they fell from number 2 to number 6. Antonio Pierce tried to save his job. He's like, hey, what I care about what y'all try to do. It's just like Lovey.
When 10-6 with the Bears. When 10-6 Bears.
No. He was with Houston Texans. The best that he saved them. Because had he lost, they would have got the number 1 pick. But because he won that game, they got the number 2 pick. He let Carolina. Now, a lot of people in Carolina wanted them to take C.J. Stroud. David Tepper liked Bryce Young. Well, when the owner likes something, guess what you're going to have? What the owner likes. But AP said, that ain't got nothing to do with me. Yeah. I'm trying to win a game. I'm trying to show you that this team hasn't given up on me. I'm trying to show you we're still fighting. We're still playing hard. And I believe I'm the best guy for the coach, for the job. Brock Bowers had 11 catches for 99 yards on 13 targets. Moved to number 2 all time. He's only the 3rd tight end in NFL history to have 1,000 receiving yards in his rookie season, joining Mike Ditka, who did it, I think, in 65, and Kyle Pitts, who did it a few years ago in 21.
That's live.
But yeah, it's a situation where AP like, bro, we're gonna play hard. Hey, F that.
You got to.
Why am I? Hold on, Ocho. Why am I gonna try to lead somebody in a situation so they can get a quarterback and be good? Hell no. I want y'all. If I'm gonna lose, I want y'all to be bad just like it was when I got it. I ain't finna help nobody do nothing. It's like when you go on a job, Ocho, they don't fire you to hey, you go train. Huh?
Hey, you think his job is safe, huh? What you think?
No.
No?
I don't think that.
Damn.
I don't.
I don't like that. So as a coach, I understand. Okay, I see you.
Yeah. I'm trying to win. As a matter of fact, I'm going to try to win these last 2 games to make sure I'm going to try to get y'all out the top 10, to be honest with you. While you bull jiving, I'm trying to get you out the top 10. Because I'm not going to make this bed better for you somebody else to come sleep in it.
And I'm gone.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Understand.
All right, Ocho. The Rams defeated the Jets 19-9. Garrett Wilson seems like he's done in New York. Wilson was asked why he wasn't more involved until late in the game. I would love to be more involved. I would love to make an impact on the game, but if people see it differently, that's out of my control. Just try to do what I can do. Aaron Rodgers on the Jets, you got to figure out what it means to be a professional. That's the most important part of building a culture. The last 2 weeks, we can really see who's on board moving forward and who's ready to get out. I saw that at the beginning when whoever showed up for mandatory minicamp. That lets me know who's really on board and who was ready to get out.
Hey, it's.
I want to know. Hold on, if you don't mind me asking, Ocho, who fumbled that ball at the end of the game?
Yeah, that
sure.
Yeah, that was Mr. Rodgers, please, sir. Yeah, that was him. That was him. I understand Garrett Wilson's frustrations, honestly. As a young player that had a stellar rookie season and things haven't been the same, understanding your potential, understanding what you can do, understanding wanting to contribute because the team is playing bad and you still not getting the opportunities that you feel you deserve. I get it. I get it. I hope they free him, free Garrett Wilson, allow him to go somewhere else where he can flourish and he can be used to his full potential with great understanding on what he can do for you as a receiver,
Yes.
I mean, he's good. He's good, and he's not being showcased in that way.
Well, it's going to be hard because Devontae Adams has a relationship, a
Yeah.
football relationship, the personal
Right.
relationship aside, but he has a football
Mhm.
relationship. They see things very, very similar because they got 6,
Right.
7 years of history in Green Bay. This is the offense. So there is no makeup. There is no catch
Right.
up for those two. And so Garrett Wilson is looking at like, hold on, 13 targets, I got 7. Last week he had 15, 16 targets. I got this many. He's like, I see where this is going. As long as he's here, I'm going to be second.
Right.
And I'm a
Oh,
number
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
I'm nobody's number 2. I'm just, look, that he didn't tell, I don't know Garrett Wilson. I'm just telling you his mindset
Right.
and how he thinks. And I'm telling you from a guy that's won Offensive Rookie of the Year and with less than tier quarterbacks. He's like, well, what y'all want me to do? Because y'all thinking it's me. I'm telling you, y'all think it's me. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because, man, look at the connection he has with Devontae. Yeah, he has a connection with Devontae because he's played with Devontae for 7 years in the same offense. So they know they're on the same wavelength. But it bothers me. You got to figure out what it means to be professional. Is that before the season or during the season or after the season? Okay? That's the important part of building culture. I thought the best part of building culture is, see, Ocho, a lot of people can talk. There are only few people can speak. Aaron Rodgers talks. You don't speak.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. Because the thing is with the great leaders, the one thing as a leader, you can never ask more than you're willing to give. You can't ask somebody to do something that you're not willing to do. See, Tom Brady couldn't ask people to be in minicamp and be in mandatory minicamps and be in OTAs if he wasn't showing his ass up there. Peyton Manning couldn't do that. Ray Lewis couldn't do that. You can't do what you're not willing to do, but you ask others to do. So you do as I say, don't do as I do. So now all of a sudden, you're 4-11. Last year you were 7-9. Now you want to what it's like to be professional. Professionalism doesn't start during the game. It starts long before the game is even played. Aaron Rodgers hadn't been professional in a very long time.
Yeah.
That's factual. There's a reason why he's not no longer in Green Bay. There's a reason why they drafted a quarterback and traded up to get him. Yeah. That's not an accident.
He knows that.
No, he doesn't. It's somebody else's fault. It's always somebody else's fault.
Yeah, he never takes accountability. And
he never will. Because the moment that you try to hold him accountable, he'll make it, who are you to talk to me? Because a lot of times he's not the only one. He's not the first. Sometimes when you're great, you feel you're beyond reproach. So unless somebody else, so if that's the case, players like, unless you're Peyton Manning, how can you critique me? Unless you're Joe Montana, unless you're one of the historically great players, how do you get to critique me because I'm so accomplished? I'm not a critiquing your accomplishments. I'm critiquing your play currently. And you see a lot of times, Ocho, when you talk about a historically great player and people and their support staff thinks you try to discredit what they've done. You did everything that you've accomplished. What we're talking about right now. Because what you accomplished. So let me ask you this. What is those 4 MVPs? What have they done for the Jets this year?
Nothing he did fast has contributed.
So, and the man, he already told you, Ocho, he told you that he felt his resume is so great, he shouldn't have to audition for a job next year on the Jets. That's what he told you. When everybody else always has to audition, you playing for your job. And based on, Now, had he had one of those seasons like he has in Green Bay,
Right.
who would we argue?
But he hasn't had that.
But Aaron hasn't played well this year, and it's okay to say that. Everything aside, just stick to football. Let's just stick to on the field. Any Jet fan, the diehard, the staunchest supporter of Aaron Rodgers, do you believe Aaron Rodgers has played good football this year? It's a simple yes or a simple no.
I don't think they would disagree with you, Unc. They ain't gonna disagree with you. The proof is in the pudding. The record is in the pudding. The things he say, on the Pat McAfee show, and putting the blame on everybody else. Again today, saying things that he doesn't even do himself. Same story, different book.
Yeah. And look, and everybody knows I was all the player on the field. I was been his biggest supporter. Go back and check the tape. But I've also said, I was also the one that said he's very arrogant. He's smug. He's condescending. He's flippant. He's arrogant. I've said all those. This is not nothing new. Go back and check the tapes at CBS. I said it 14 years, 15 years ago. This is nothing new. But that stuff, see, you can be all those things when you're playing at an MVP level. Then, when you're not, just acknowledge it. If Tom realized his last year in Tampa, Tom didn't play great. Tom had won 7 Super Bowls. He had been a multiple-time MVP. He'd been a 5-time Super Bowl MVP. But his last year in Tampa, Tom did not play well. It was okay to say that. Peyton, his last year in Denver, Peyton didn't play well. Peyton didn't play well in the Super Bowl. They won, but go back and check the tape. That doesn't take away from the 5 times that he won the MVP. That doesn't take away from what he had done. He had thrown for more yards. He had more passes, more touchdowns, more yards, more come from behind, whatever else he had. He did that. But it's okay to say when a guy doesn't play well, he didn't play well. We've got to stop this notion because we like somebody and they say, well, he didn't play well. He didn't. He didn't.
Right.
And it's okay. But it's going to be very interesting. The Jets got some very tough decisions because they thought, now you go back and look at it. Now, the defense gave up 19 points. That's not a ton of points. But this is not the same defense that Robert Saleh was in charge of. You fired the head coach, who's your DC. You demoted your OC. And for what? 2 more wins? How many wins did they have when they fired Robert Saleh? They had 2. They were 2-3.
Yeah.
When they fired
Saleh.
Guess they won 2 more games. You fired your head coach and you demoted the offensive coordinator.
Nothing else has really changed.
Nothing. He's just not the same player. He can he spin the ball occasionally that reminds you of what he once was? Absolutely. But he's not that consistent. This was the Jets' 6th loss, despite holding a 4th quarter lead, which is league high. The Jets opened with a 99-yard touchdown drive. They didn't punt once and still managed only 9 points. Yeah. Let that sink in, Ocho. The Jets did not punt the football. They scored this many points. But go ahead. I want to see y'all blame the defense. Because the defense ain't doing what they're supposed to, the defense. How you not punt the ball once, Ocho? Yeah. Not one punt? That's got to be a record or something. What's the record for the fewest amount of punts The fewest points ever scored in a game in which a team didn't punt.
Damn. Hey, you know what's funny? Now, when we think about it, we argue about it, we go back and forth about Aaron Rodgers. He's still gonna be the quarterback next year. You know why? Because you think about the landscape of quarterbacks, you think about what's available in the draft, you think about what's available in free agency, and you understand the difficulties and what it takes to compete. I mean, as a team in general, and you know you can't do it without a quarterback, even though the record is what it is this year, 4 and whatever it may be.
Do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always
and
gotten.
They've been getting that for the past 50, 60 years because they haven't been able to find a quarterback to be able to be consistent enough. And they still haven't, honestly, because you have someone that shows flashes of greatness, flashes of brilliance and what he used to be. And you're holding on and hoping he can muster up just enough, offensively for you to get, a glimpse of what you saw when he was with Green Bay. And they're going to hold on to that. And he's going to hold them hostage in prison to the fact that, look at my resume. This is what I've done in the past. And at the chance, if by God means, if I buy in like I should, there's a chance I could look like that again.
I just look. He was my favorite quarterback to watch, man. The way he could just spin the ball. And I was in the league, like I said. Ocho, I was in the league with Danny. And I thought Danny was one of the most gifted throwers of the football. I'm talking about, man, he could just flat out spin it. Warren Moon could flat out spin the ball. 7, my quarterback could spin. I played, I caught the tail end of Joe Montana. Joe wasn't what he was in the 80s, but I saw him have flashes. I stood on the sideline and I watched Aaron Rodgers in the Super Bowl against the Steelers. He threw the ball as beautiful, as well as anybody I had ever seen with my own 2 eyes. I'm talking about beauty. And I was convinced that day. I said, and I remember going back and saying, I've never, ever seen somebody throw the football like this man. And I'm talking about, and I stood on the sideline and watched Marino. I watched Montana. I watched Moon. I was on the field with John. I'm talking about great play. Peyton, Brady. I played against all of them. With my 2 eyes, I've never seen a guy throw the ball better than Aaron Rodgers. I'm not ashamed to say that. I'm talking about arm angles, on the rolling left, rolling right. I'm talking about with a flick of the wrist. And the ball just springs out of his hand. He's just not that anymore. And it's okay.
Yeah.
The Dolphins defeated the 49ers 29-17. The Niners are eliminated from playoff contention. Dolphins fans paid for a plane to fly over the stadium, telling GM Stephen Ross to fire GM Chris Greer. Mr. Ross, this is Greer's fault. Please fix it. So I guess that's the new thing, to hire planes to fly over the stadium with a say, because the Giants did that. It only works if you have an open-air stadium. If your team sucks and you got a dome, ain't nobody go see it. Can't nobody see that. What you think, Ocho?
We had an off season. And I'm saying we because I'm from Miami. For those of you in the chat, they're going to say, oh, you played for the Bengals. I'm from Miami. I'm from Liberty City, from Dade County. I was born at Jackson Memorial Hospital, January 9th, 1968 at 3:08 a.m. Okay? So I have a love for my Dolphins. Been watching them since the Mark brothers, since Dan Marino. Tua went down. Tua going down with a concussion and missing 4 or 5 games. I don't remember exactly how many it was. It threw everything off. It threw the rhythm of the team, the offense, the chemistry. It threw everything off. So, this season, it went to shit. It went to shit. Now, if we can get to, when Tua comes back next year, as he's finding his rhythm once again at the team, next year, I think we'll be fine. If we just have,
Ocho, what's Tua's history? Was Tua hurt in college? Has Tua been hurt substantially a lot of times in the NFL?
Yes.
Okay, that's his MO. He limped into the league. Remember his hip?
Yeah.
You remember that,
Alabama,
right?
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
That's why.
Concussions, injuries has been a part of Tua's
But that's
history.
why I just said if we can find a way, I don't know how. I don't know if we can wait to keep him upright for a 17-week season. They're gonna be all right. Because last year, you see what he looked like where he was healthy most of the season. Did you see what that offense looked like last year? Did you see the numbers he put up? Did you see the numbers Tyreek Waddle put up?
And you went to a cold weather, and then he went to the cold weather and looked like me playing quarterback.
You ain't had to bring that up though.
I'm just saying, Ocho, at some point in time, the Dolphins and him are going to have to get over that.
Oh, the cold weather game. Listen, the fact, the history, historically, anytime the Dolphins make it into the playoffs and have to play in cold weather, they all look the same every time. I don't know what it is about that. I don't know why it's always happened like that, but something is going to have to change. I'm not sure when they're going to get over that hump, but they got to get over it.
It's just hard for me to have confidence, Ocho, that he's going to stay healthy consistently, considering he got, you remember, he had ankle injury in college. He had that tightrope surgery. We don't know that's true, that he had some other surgeries that didn't get reported. He had a hip, dislocated his hip. He had that taken care of. He had the concussions issue. So the likelihood of him being healthy for a substantial period of time, it just doesn't bode well for the Dolphins because we haven't seen him stay healthy for a substantial period of time. Earl Thomas, Ocho, sad story. Earl Thomas's strange wife allegedly defrauded him out of millions, nearly $3 million worth of money and property, according to court documents obtained by TMZ. Nina Thomas began taking money from Earl after she filed for divorce from him in 2020. With the assistance of a co-conspirator, she transferred assets out of the bank account and into her own account.
He gonna get that back, right? You know, in the court law.
Not if she ain't done got it. I mean, the report says she bought boobs, she bought Birkin bags, she bought some other stuff. Ocho, you know, when you're frauded, what's the likelihood of you getting that amount back? You get cents on the dollar. If somebody takes $100, you get 30 cents. If you get 40, oh Lord, thank you, I got 40 cents. More times than not, you get 10, 20 cents on the dollar.
That hurt, boy. That hurt because that's someone you love. That's someone you walk down the aisle with. That's someone that's supposed to be your best friend. That's someone that you trust. That's somebody that you confided in.
Well, Ocho, you remember now there was a report that she caught him with another woman, pulled a firearm on him.
Get down, boy.
Hey, you talking to somebody that know what it's like to have that stick to your head? Hey, you know what I'm saying, Ocho? But you know, I can't let them know I'm scared. Lord have mercy.
Yeah. Like Johnny Depp.
You know, I was thinking that I've had to saw those movies back then. I snatched it from her right quick. Ocho, you know, like Jackie Chan, Jackie Chan in Rush Hour. You know, they had a gun pointed on him.
Remember in was it Blow? No, it wasn't Blow. No, it wasn't Blow. Was it Goodfellas? Yeah, it was Goodfellas. Remember she pointed the gun at him? Gun on him in the bed?
Yeah. Oh no, that's Harlem Nights.
You talk about Harlem Nights? You talk about Whitley and Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
And you probably didn't see the movie, man. Did you see Goodfellas? You remember when he kept coming home late, and she woke him up and had the 6-shooter at his head. Like, I'm sick of you doing me like this. And he got mad. He flipped it on her. I got to fight. I got to go. I got to deal with all this craziness outside. And I got to come to this shit.
Out there and come home. Lord, man. Bro, please. I mean, Ocho, people hurt you more. Now, look, people crash out by their money, man.
But listen, people love to save money about everything.
My thing is, Ocho, and I think if I read this correct, she started this after she called him and they were like reconciling to get back together.
So she was trying to, okay, wait a minute, hold on now. Okay.
I think I read that correct. Look at there. I think she caught him and they like reconcile.
So her true intentions
And
weren't really to reconcile. She came back and wanted to get back together with ulterior motives.
Get that? Yes.
There's always a plan. There's always a plan. Yeah,
I hate that, man. I hate that for Earl. Like I said, I don't
good
know
dude,
Earl.
good dude, man. Good dude, man. Good dude. Good.
To go to jail, and in order for him, so that means he had to file that paperwork. He had to put that paper on.
She got to go to jail for that, or how did that?
Well, they what you call them? They file charges. So we'll see where it goes. The likelihood of her having what she took, not very.
Well, you can just take the assets based on what she's purchased.
What you gonna do with them titties? Oh, excuse me. What you gonna do with those
breasts?
You
take them back. You go back to the doctor. Tell the doctor, give me them breasts that she put in, and put them bitches in the freezer for your next chick.
Nah, he don't want them. And a Birkin bag.
I need that back. I need that back.
Hey, I take that. I got so. You know what? Let me get that. If it ain't, I take anything under 35.
Oh shoot!
I take anything under 35. Yeah, man. People don't. Y'all don't do that. Y'all don't do that. If you don't want Ocho, if you don't want me, just leave me be. Say, Shannon, I don't want to be here no more. I'll give you something to get on about your business.
Yeah, but you gotta understand. Come on now, we got to be realistic. You have to understand, when you've been with someone that long, the chances you run into somebody that has that kind of money and then going to pour into you like that is slim to none, Unc. You're not getting yourself into another situation like that. That's reality. And thinking you are just going to run into another millionaire who's going to want to marry you, and you have access to that kind of money and those type of funds in that type of financial stability, having that type of financial stability, you're not. That's why you understand that, and you have to take. I mean, it's complicated. And women, the women that think they're a little delusional, that think because they look a certain way or I'm fine as hell, is I'm going to always have a rich dude. Yeah, you're going to always have a rich dude. Yes, because it's easy. You get crumbs to make sure you always come back, but it's never enough. It's never a substantial amount to where you're set. It will never ever be that. But it's always just enough to make sure you keep coming back.
Boy, $3 million is a lot of bread, man.
What? I mean,
well, actually, that's $6 million, because if you got $3 million, you pay taxes on $6 million. So whenever you see somebody, whatever somebody got, they had to accumulate X to get the Y. Man, I just hate that. I hate that for, like I said, I don't know Earl. I empathize with anybody, not just professional athlete, anybody, because y'all guys know y'all know how I feel. I hate any mofo that prey on the weak. And I don't care if it's man, woman, child. I don't like that. I detest it. I despise it. I've never been raised like that. My grandmother, my grandfather, they made sure, I just can't. I can't in good conscience. I can't forget, and Lord, it's not my job to judge. It's not, and Lord knows, boy, it's hard as hell for me to forgive somebody that's taking advantage of the weak. In any situation. I hate it. Especially you take somebody hard-earned money. That man put his life on the line for years. And you take?
Yeah.
Nah, man, I can't get down like that. But guys, y'all say he should have had a prenup. Even if he had a prenup, if you take something without somebody's knowledge, what good is a prenup gonna do? A prenup protects your assets. What if she's embezzling them? Prenup ain't got anything to do with that. Lord have mercy. I just hope he can recover some of the assets and just move on with his life, because I think they got kids together. Don't they have kids? I think they got a couple of kids.
They were
together.
married. I'm sure they do. They were married for quite some time. I'm sure they do have kids.
Are they divorced now, or are they still together? Oh,
What happened? What
hell
happened?
no. They're not even divorced. They're estranged,
Estranged?
living apart.
Oh, so the divorce isn't final.
I don't even, Ocho, it's speculative for us to say the divorce was
Right.
even
Well,
in
maybe they
place.
might get back together.
Boy, you steal $3 million for me. Get back to what? Man. Man, ain't no get back. Hey, I don't know about y'all. Ain't no coming back from that. Not no $3 million.
Hey.
Ocho, I just rather give it to you.
Give who?
Than you
Give
take it
what?
from me.
Give who?
I'm just saying,
Even
not that
hypothetically
amount.
speaking,
No,
motherfucker ain't
that
getting no
amount.
3 million.
That amount. That's reserved for my family. But I'm saying now, if I look, like I said, they ain't. I mean, whatever I got when it comes to my family, my immediate family, what we got, it ain't. And I always talk when I talk to my brother, say, "Bro, we got this, or we doing this," or my sister, same thing. But now, don't take from me, man. Don't take. I'm anybody that know me, know I'm generous. I ain't got no problem. My staff, I think they're very happy with the bonuses they got. Except Ash, I need to cut Ash back. Jordan, you okay with your bonus? Ash, you happy with your bonus, Ash? She's about.
Hey, what my bonus? What my bonus?
Boy, you like the baby say, you ain't no employee. You the co-host. What the hell you talking about? You know if it worked for me. Chad, what is man talking about? He talking about where his bonus. Man, this man trying to get over on me, y'all.
Hell no.
But I feel bad for him. So hopefully there's some better news coming out of this. He gets something, he gets money back, or I just, she returns it or something like that, guys. I just another day, another Twitter debate. Ocho, does steak belong on pasta? Steak. On pasta.
You know what? I think you can. When I think about pasta, I think about there are different strands of pasta, and I have no problem. I would have no problem. Like pasta, chicken and shrimp, pasta with steak chopped up. Yeah, I think that does go well, if I'm not mistaken.
No. Chicken, angel hair pasta, not no steak. I guess people do. I've seen shrimp, for the most part, like, I don't know, every time we go out, I know somebody be wanting to order. I don't order steak on pasta. No, you be trying to order. Oh, I forgot. I can't order shellfish. Oh.
But I think it's doable though, Unc. I think it's doable. You heard me? I think it's doable. When you think about a pasta.
Steak too heavy. I mean, you look at steak. I mean, pasta is already a heavy dish. You need something light to go on top of it. You need chicken. You need maybe a shellfish, maybe like a shrimp or something like that. Lobster. You don't need something heavy on heavy.
Steak, a whole steak. I'm talking about having the steak chopped up in the pasta.
No, it's chopped up. No, I understand what you said. Ocho, they ain't putting no whole chicken on no pasta either. They ain't putting no whole lobster tail on top of pasta.
I think it's doable. That's a good meal. It's a heavy meal. That's a good meal.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but it's still heavy because first of all, Alfredo is already heavy. The Alfredo sauce. You got pasta is already heavy, and then you got steak on top of it. Hell, I'm sleeping halfway through the meal.
I like that. See, eating heavy like that, that's what I've been eating on. That's why I've been able to gain the size I've gained in such a short amount of time, because I'm eating my carbs, my pastas, my noodles, bread. I got my carbs up. I mean, yeah. So.
I mean, I'm not a pasta eater. I mean, maybe a couple of times in the last 5, 6, 7 years, I don't eat pasta like that. I mean, I like it. I just don't eat it.
We on the topic of pasta. Have you been to New York? I mean, obviously you've been to New York, There's a place, and I'm sure
Yes.
we have people in the chat that's from Harlem or people that live in New York, and I'm sure you probably been to this place. There's a place called Ricardo Steakhouse. It's in Harlem. Every
Okay.
time I go to New York, because I've had to go there the past 3 weekends in a row to rehearse. Obviously, we had the Madden cast I did on Peacock this past Saturday for the Chiefs Texans game. Ricardo's Steakhouse. The pasta I get there with the chicken and shrimp pasta with the angel hair.
Why don't you get
I
steak?
added chicken and shrimp. Before I get the steak and eggs there too when I go sometime.
Why did you get the steak and
Because
pasta?
it was
What I'm
already thick
asking
enough
you.
because I had the chicken and shrimp already. I didn't want to add steak to it.
Thank you.
Because when I got the steak,
Thank
I get the steak and eggs. Now you just brought to my attention that people get pasta with steak. I've never had that combination before, but it's one that I can try now. But again, hey, if you've been to Ricardo's in Harlem, tell them I sent you. Get the cafe con leche. Oh, it's so good.
I mean, look, like I said, I like steak. Like I said, I haven't had pasta in a very, very long time. I had I'm trying to carbonara. Is carbonara
Carbon
pasta?
who? What's that?
Carbonara. Is that what it is? How you say? Carbonara.
I ain't never heard that. What's that? That's some fancy
It's
shit,
pasta.
huh?
And with chicken, man, look here. I ain't gonna even say nothing because you're gonna say, man, oh, you need to go get her back.
Yeah.
But boy,
Yeah, I ain't know.
this young lady, you talking
Right.
about cook? I'm talking about cook. I'm talking about she's like a chef cook.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want that.
That poor child can just flat out cook. I'm
Right.
talking about you name it. She can go to a restaurant and taste something. Oh, I can make this.
Oh, hey, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Somebody been watching the show, right? Hold on. Somebody been watching the show. Let me show you something. Hold on. What's that?
Oh, that's that yellow cake. Yellow cake.
Yeah, Le Chef made that for me, man. Le Chef Boyardee.
She hooked that up for you?
Le Chef,
Boy, I can imagine. I can imagine that criminal give old Rail gonna get. God doggone Rail to play that thing just right.
We ain't talking about Rail. We ain't talking about Rail. We ain't saying no names,
All I'm saying is Rail to play that thing just right.
Who?
Well, the first thing I do, I wake up on criminal day. I'm going straight to Real. I'm going straight to Real IG because I want to see what she got for criminal. I said I got the Ocho that came through the clutch.
Hey, I'm acting like I'm in church now. I got my finger up. Got my finger.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm trying. Listen, there are things we still in therapy. We in counseling. Like we're not together right now. There are many steps that need to be had many steps that need to be had and taken before there can be any type of reconciliation. So I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. So there's no.
The quickest way to get out of therapy is buying gifts.
But
the quickest way to get out of therapy is
one thing about
gifts.
it. One thing you know about me, my cheap ass ain't never I don't never leave with no money. Yeah.
It's okay. I don't look at you no different. I ain't gonna look at you no different, Ocho. Hey, but while you bull jobbing, the steak on top of the pasta, it does look good, Ocho. But I know it looks good, but I would just take the pasta as it is.
Because it's already thick, huh?
Yeah. Man, you know how thick Alfredo is? Bro, that's probably like that dish right there, probably 3,000 calories.
Yeah, with the white sauce.
At least. Yes.
Hold on, I need a.
That's got to be. What's that dish at Cheesecake Factory? They got a dish that's like 3,000-4,000 calories. A pasta dish.
What kind of pasta is it?
I like. Is it Alfredo or they got a yeah. Yes. 3,200 calories, Ocho. Chicken Alfredo? Fettuccine, you say chicken Alfredo?
3,200.
Yes.
What's the name of that?
Yes.
I want to try that.
Chicken is fettuccine Alfredo with chicken. Now throw steak on top of that. That's 4,000. Nah, hell no.
Hey, I don't. Hey, you like what's the place you just called? What's the name of it? Like
Cheesecake Factory. I hadn't been to. I probably hadn't been to a Cheesecake Factory in probably 20 plus years.
Did it again. Fuck. I done knocked my lights out again, man.
They got a pasta carbonara that's 2,200, almost 2,300 calories. Boy, my stomach be raw. I be all. They're like, man, what's that noise? Oh no. Man, y'all stomach, y'all got some, my EP, my Gator EP, because she can eat anything. Rocks, batteries. I don't know what. Yeah. I don't know what kind of stomach Ash got. Ain't no woman I've ever met in my life got a stomach that can stand up like Ash. Oh, I'll try it. We haven't had anything that was delivered to the table that Ash won't try. No, but you try it. The mere fact that you try it lets me know something wrong with your stomach. Now it's time for our final segment of the evening, guys. It's time for Q&A. B3 says, Shannon Ocho, love you guys. I always tune in, but next week might be the best week. I'll be there for the Nightcap Bowl, Broncos versus the Bengals. I don't care what's on Saturday Night Football that week. Y'all better lead with that game. That's a Saturday night game, and that's the only, or is it two games that Saturday?
We know who's gonna win the game, no? We know that.
It's three games that Saturday. Where they fall at? In the middle?
We know who's gonna win the game, though.
What's the first game? Oh, Chargers, Patriots. And hold on. And then the Ravens, Texans is the last game, right? Oh, Cardinals, Rams. Oh. All right. Woo. Let's go, Broncos.
Go Will. Go home.
Brian Ian said, what's up, Unc Ocho? Go Lions. Shout out to the Commanders. We need the Lions to win, the Vikings that lost to clinch the first and division. If we both win, are you guys rocking with week 18 at Detroit? Going to be exciting week 18. If it come down to it, who you got? You taking Detroit at home or you taking Minnesota on the road?
I'm taking Minnesota on the road. Too many injuries on defense. It'd be another game like against the Bills. Both of them putting up 40.
It's gonna be another shootout. And Cyril P said, in honor of my Lions, what are you guys' favorite three Barry Sanders moments and three Megatron moments? Barry versus Emmett on Thanksgiving, Megatron 329 versus triple coverage. You got to make the list. Man, pick any game from Barry. Barry, because Barry really never had any games where he didn't have a highlight. Right. Barry's career was a highlight. When have you ever seen Barry? They just toss Barry the ball and he run the ball into the end zone. Barry done shook three people to get the ball into the end zone. On a 2-yard run. On a 20-yard run, he done shook damn near go back and look at that run that he had against Tampa one year. Man, he shook D. Brooks by 4 times and John Lynch.
Damn.
Ephraim Rodgers say, I pray the Eagles win the Super Bowl and HBO do Hard Knocks on the Cowboys in the offseason. Nah, we don't see enough of the Cowboys. Man, the Cowboys not interesting. Because Jerry hogged the camera. You don't get to see the guy's personality, and I think they was just on there. They was just on there a couple of years ago with Micah and Zeke and Dak. Nah, go somewhere else, man. Dark Barn said, did you play in the 1992 game? I did play Berlin Broncos versus the Dolphins. I was able to go with my Arnie unit, got free tickets. And also, Ocho, you know it's bad when the Jets are going to go after Kirk Cousins next year. Yes, I played in that. They are. I absolutely played in that game in Berlin. Wasn't a whole lot to do in Berlin. I think I went to the zoo like 5 or 6 times. They had a big ass silverback in there. We just go watch him. But it wasn't nothing to do in Berlin. I mean, they gave you specifics. You can't be doing that salute. Yeah. You can't do that. They will take you to jail, and they will leave. They will throw away the key. I love that about other countries. I love that they don't play like certain things they don't tolerate. I love it. Going to Barcelona, I've been to Germany. Japan, Australia. I love the fact that be respectful of that country. Don't be coming over here with that bull jive. Edwin Gray said, "What's up, Unc Ocho? I plan on proposing to my girl next month. Just asking for you guys to shout her out. I truly appreciate it. Much love."
What you ain't supposed to tell her? How you gonna tell her? You gonna let her know you gonna propose? It's supposed to be a surprise.
Oh, hey, you're not supposed to know this, but Edwin gonna
whatever your name is. Make sure you say yeah too.
You don't know, but she probably doesn't watch. But if you watch and pretend you don't hear, but that's what's gonna happen.
Make sure you say.
Mar said, "Just found out." Hold on. Wow, Lord have mercy. Ayyyy. Mar said, "Just found out my girlfriend's of 4 years been sleeping with a co-worker of the job I helped her get. Any advice? I'm hurt. I lost confidence. Trying to pick myself back up."
Boy, listen, man. I play some Lenny Williams.
No, don't play Lenny Williams.
Right? You hear me? And let the tears fall as they may. Don't hold back. Because I've been on. Hey, listen to me, young bull. I'm talking to you from experience. I done been on both sides of the spectrum. You hear me? Okay? I used to be the one with the coworker, and I used to be on the other end of somebody with my, I done been there. I'm talking, back in my day, I done been there. I know how it feel. So you got to think. You got to think from experience, huh? You hear me, young fella? I know how you.
The only thing is, look here, karma.
It's okay to cry. Look. Don't tell me no. Why the cage birds sing.
4 years. Girlfriend of 4 years.
Oh, why would you do me like this, baby?
He helped her get the job.
Oh.
And the way she thank you, young fella, by backing it up for him.
Back door. Damn, I bet. Hey, I'm hurting for you, baby. I'm hurting for you. I know how you feel. If I can.
Bro, all I can tell you, bro, is just take it one step at a time, one day at a time, bro. And look, I ain't gonna look. And people like, oh man, I love how it's only people that's never been in a relationship, because if you can just move on from a relationship, you weren't that invested. So, okay, if you're not that invested, it's easy to move on. If you're not that invested in anything, it's easy to move on. But put some time in it. Put some energy in it. Put some effort in it. If you didn't care about that person, you probably should have moved on a long time ago. But if you put time with something, if you spend time with someone and you care about that person, and if that person doesn't want to be with you, that's easy. If you're the one that wants to break up, it's very easy. But when the shoe's on the other foot, boy, that thing hurt. Boy, hey. Because see, love is funny. See, love is worse than death. Because see, love is the only thing that keeps you alive, but you feel like you dead.
Come on, Unc.
That's what love do. When you love something, when you invested in it.
Yeah.
Man, please. When you it's like You hear people say, man, I lost my mom. Because that's really the only unconditional love that you have is from a parent. And you lose that. But when you love someone, you love your partner. Man love a woman, woman love a man. And that man or that woman breaks your heart and they want to leave and they want, man, please.
Right? Yeah. You got to understand, love comes with conditions. It comes with I'm going to love you based on these.
On the condition that you don't hurt me, that you don't cheat on me,
all
you
that stuff.
provide
And
for me.
anytime those
Yes,
conditions change, where you damn near, you have to be perfect. You damn near have to be perfect. Whoever you met, whoever they fell in love with, you have to remain that same person the rest of your tenure, the rest of your life. At any time that what they fell in love with happened to change, then things start to wait.
Yeah. Only family for me, only family, your mom, your sister, Rub, because you can do the most egregious act. My sister gonna say my brother wrong, but I still love him. My brother gonna say my brother dead wrong, but I love him. My mom said that's my baby. Wrong. Everybody else would jettison you, disregard you. But that's tough, bro. I feel for you. Now, I don't know if you actually knew the co-worker, but that would make it even worse.
Whether you know the co-worker or not, just the fact that
it would matter. Because no, I'm not saying no, I'm saying like you cool. You know what I'm saying? You Ocho, we done gone out. We go to the movie together. We go to the game together. I done been to your house. You done been to my house.
that kind of cool.
And come to find out you done been to my house when I wasn't at my house.
That sounds like a Lifetime movie right there, boy. That sounds like an episode of Snapped. That's what it sounds like. That's what it could.
Nah, I ain't going to jail. I love my freedom too much. I love my kids. I love my family. And I'm gonna need to see them. But
I'm
gonna say like my grandma used to say, boy, I ain't gonna wish good on them. I mean, I ain't gonna wish bad, but I ain't gonna wish good for them either. But boy, that's a bad way to live. Nah, but karma, it gonna be there. Sometimes it's like Amazon Prime. It'll get to you that same day, but sometimes it'll wait you out. 3, 4, 5 years.
The funny thing about it, all the time, karma might not hit you, but it hit the closest people to you now. Sometimes it'll miss you, but it hit the closest people to you. Hey, that's funny. That's funny.
But I had like I ain't gonna that's a story for another day. We'll get to that. We'll say that for 25. Ocho, Pat W said, Unc Ocho, I asked y'all a question last December. I was gonna ask it again. How would y'all summarize your 2024? Day one fans. Hashtag day one fan, hashtag Sterling HOL.
My 2024 was phenomenal. It was phenomenal.
Yes.
I'm talking about from start to finish. It was a little rocky. My cinnamon apple, she up and left me. But that's okay. But I'm gonna be all right. But outside of that, because I have so many other things going on, like I was okay. I was able to withstand, that unfortunate chain of events that occurred maybe a month or two ago. And I'm talking about I'm finishing this thing off strong too. I'm finishing Christmas in what, 2 days? We got 2 days, 2-3 days.
3 days. Yeah, well, I mean, it's you on the East Coast. It's 2 days.
I got all the kids, all the kids in town, kids from college. French fries here. Kennedy. I'm gonna have everybody up under one roof. It's unfortunate that I have to leave to go do Inside the NFL Christmas Day. I leave Christmas evening. I work on Thursday in Philly, but I come right back home. So I'm finishing the year off strong, man. I'm happy. My 2024 was really good. Now I can be honest. Outside of that one little mishap, a month ago. Outside of that, it's been a great year. Phenomenal.
It's been a blessing. God has been truly been good to me and my family. It's been better than I could even imagine. Even when I laid and I prayed, and after leaving FS1, even as I prayed and hoped, it wasn't this good in my dream. It wasn't this good that I prayed for. Sometimes favor has favorites. And all the good that came along with this and some of the other stuff that came along with it, Hey, I had to deal with that Brett Favre lawsuit. That was $750,000. A lot of other stuff that goes on, that battles that I fight that don't nobody else know. But you know what? I wouldn't change a thing. God gave me these big shoulders for a reason. I can carry a lot. Stand up, don't make excuses, and get the job done. I have a great team around me. I wouldn't have it any other way. I feel like I'm very insulated now. I have people around me that I trust that they're going to do what they're supposed to do their job. We're very close. We got no choice to be close because I spend more time with Jordan Ash. Hell, I might adopt Jordan and put that on my income tax. I got a young son. Hey man, I ain't know, because people already ask you, is that your dad? So, but you know what, Ocho? It takes all of that. You can't. I mean, everybody just want all the good, and they don't want any bad to come along with it. But you gotta. It's got to be both. I mean, if it's sunshine, eventually it's gonna rain, and if it's rain, the sun's gonna eventually come out. And
I like that you just said that. See, it was raining, right? So for one, it was sunshine. It was sunshine, and then it's my fault. See, the rain came because of me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Players fuck up. Human error is inevitable. So
yes.
Fast forward, I'm getting to work. See, I'm getting to work. Because I can take accountability. I'm not Aaron Rodgers. I'm not Aaron Rodgers.
You got to accept accountability. You got to
stand on my soapbox. I'm gonna sing with my boom box. Like in what's the name of the movie with Spike Lee? Yeah, do the right thing. I'm gonna have my boom box. Boy, I'm going to get to work. You hear me? So I can get to work. I ain't got no problem with that. I ain't got no problem with that.
Even when I had the mishap in September, Ocho.
Hey, what mishap, huh? What happened?
Man,
I don't remember. Tell me, Unc. Tell me.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, you talking about, hey, you talking about, hey. hey, I ain't forgot, but you were getting it in, boy. Yeah. Okay.
Nah, but the people that supported Shannon was there. Everybody had their opinions on what transpired, and people that wasn't in my corner wanted to see me go down. I know there are a lot of people hoping that ESPN let me go and whatever, and sponsors and advertisers. But you know what? People that know Shannon, they stood 10 toes down. And we're gonna be back. We're gonna be back even bigger and better. We were able to hire more people to get more things done. And I'm so happy that everything that transpired in 2024, Ocho, I teach it as a learning experience. It's something that we can learn and grow from and be better in 25. So we thank you for that support. Dr. Frankie L. Bellamy said, hey, guys, I hope all is well. When you guys were kids, what were some of the most popular toys during Christmas time? Which one did you want?
He-Man, Speed Racer. I don't know if anybody in the chat even remember Speed Racer. Y'all remember Speed Racer? Remember He-Man?
Yeah, I remember Speed Racer, yeah. We had electronic, we had football games.
I'm trying to think of the things Nintendo during my day, Atari, Cubert, Centipede, 10-Yard Fight on Nintendo. Y'all too young, man. Y'all too young for that. Too young.
We had a handheld video game. My mom got me a handheld football game. I got a BB gun. As a matter of fact, I got a BB gun. I still got it.
Remember the movie The Christmas Story? You gonna shoot your out.
I heard of it. I didn't watch it.
The little boy wanted a BB gun so bad, and his parents kept telling him no because he was gonna shoot his eye out. Something like that. I forgot. It's a good story.
Yeah, I got a BB gun. Hey, I used to have the birds hung up on my grandma's clothesline. She said, "Boy, you don't get them birds off my damn clothesline." Rats, I'll let them have it, Ocho. Hey, I go out there to the pack house, move some clothes
and
out
let them have it.
Let them have it. Oh yeah, but I had my aunt in '72 brought me a Smiley Space piggy bank. Ocho, I had that piggy bank probably 38 years. It was on the floor. I should have just left it on the floor, but I ended up putting it on the shelf. My sister went in there and moved it, and it hit the floor and went to 1,000 pieces. I'm very like stuff, Ocho. I mean, I got stuff. I mean, I got clothes from when I was a kid. Like, I got a pair of overalls. I got an old jacket that I took a picture and had to be like 71, 72. So I'm very sentimental. Like, I keep stuff like that. My grandmother give me stuff. I got coins that my grandmother, I did something that my grandmother might have gave me a silver dollar. I still got it. So I hold stuff like that. My brother give me stuff. I still have it. My sister used to pay me to wash the dishes or to babysit my nephew. I still got those silver dollars. So that was I remember Christmas. I used to look forward to because as the day progressed, all my cousins were gonna come. Cause my grandma had nine kids, and all of them gonna come over, and all my cousins gonna come over, and we're gonna be in the yard. We're gonna play basketball or play football, and then we're gonna watch watch the games that come on. Man, I used to Thanksgiving and Christmas. Man, those were some great times. I hate that it ended. All that ended like once obviously we went away. I'm grown and I'm off, and you playing professional sports, you're not getting that together. And then once my grandmother passed, we don't get together like we once did.
Yeah, I listen. Ever since Big Mama passed away, holidays have never been the same. Thanksgiving has never been the same. Going to church consistently, week in and week out, whether you wanted to go or not, it's never been the same. Having to sing in the choir every Sunday, no matter what, whether you wanted to or not, it ain't been the same. Christmas time, it's never been the same. Even though now I've already started my own tradition with my family, and it just even with my kids and trying to do it the way my grandma did it, it's still not the same.
It ain't the same.
It ain't the same.
It ain't the same. Because even when I was away and obviously when you play in Ocho, you ain't coming home for no holidays, and so I just call home and all my uncles getting on the phone and you telling everybody hi and so forth and so on and asking when you coming back. You miss that. You miss that, and you take that for granted when you're a child because you think that it's always going to be like this, but it ain't. It's not. It's not. It's not. And you definitely miss that. You miss that, and you don't realize it then because you just take for granted, Ocho. They were there every year. Because even after my grandfather passed, still my grandmother. So until the big cousins, but for the most part, they would still come by at least until we got to even when I was in college. I would come back for the holidays, and my cousins would come over, but those were the good old days, Ocho. Those were the good old days,
man. They was good. Just everybody meeting up at my auntie house. Obviously, my grandma had two sisters, Mary and Aunt Vera. And I'm talking about when everybody was here before everybody passed away. I live for them days, man. I live for them days, just knowing I'm finna see all my cousins and everybody finna be there, and the food is finna be on point. The food finna be on point every time. Damn.
Trudy Lawrence said, Shannon Ocho, since it's so close to Christmas, what is the one thing, it be food, tradition, or activity that you have to do because it's Christmas?
Well, the only activity I love Christmas music.
But I hadn't heard a lot of Christmas. They don't play Christmas music like
that's what I'm. See what I mean? You see what you just said? It's not the same. You got to go everywhere.
I ain't heard no Christmas music in the gym. I don't hear it on the radio. I don't see it on the TV. Huh?
You control the radio. I ain't turning you got to initiate it, huh? You got to initiate it. Hey, Nat King Cole, The Temptations, Christmas. Chris Brown's version of This Christmas. It's just so many different artists, man. You got to initiate it yourself.
Tell you what I don't miss. Fruitcake. I don't know who invented fruitcake, but I need
You
to
don't like
put puts
fruitcake?
in them.
Oh,
Hell no.
you
Because I don't like red cherries. I don't like green cherries. Nah,
tripping.
hell no.
How you not gonna like fruitcake?
Easy. And you know, I grew up about 15 miles
Right.
from Claxton, which is the fruitcake
Right.
capital of the world. They produce more fruitcakes than any other place in the world. And my uncles worked there, 3 of them. And they
You tripping, man. You bringing up fruitcake. We just talked about family and tradition not being the same. I haven't had fruitcake because that family.
I can do without
Hey,
that
because of that
tradition.
tradition, I ain't had fruitcake since then. I ain't had fruitcake since Big Mama been
Good.
gone.
I
Ain't
ain't had
nobody
it
to
either,
cook it no
Ocho.
more.
It's probably been 30. But my grandma used to make it. My grandma used to make have it in a pan
Right.
this big,
For
Ocho.
everybody.
And then, yeah. And then she would put wine on it to keep it moist. Because, bro, we eat fruitcake in February. My grandma had like a foot, like a tub this big. She would keep wine on it, and then she keep a cloth over it and keep it in the dark
Right.
so it'll stay moist.
And hey, boy, you bring back memories,
Lord,
man.
yeah. My grandma used to make chocolate cake. She make a jelly cake. She make a coconut cake. You know, obviously she go have sweet potato pies. Boy, I remember them jelly cakes. Lord, have mercy. But the fruit cake, I was like, Lord, please let me get grown. Y'all need to eat some. Y'all ain't gonna keep eating my cake. Y'all eat that fruit cake. I said, Lord, please let me get grown so I can say no to fruit cake. Nah, hell nah. Aaron Owen said, "What's up, Unc Ocho? You guys got to bring Nightcap to Cincinnati next summer."
Matter of fact, at the Aeronoff, you think we can sell out the Aeronoff?
How many seats is it?
I don't know, maybe 15,000.
No,
Man? This me. This me and you. This me. We going back to Cincinnati. If I could fill up Paul Brown with 60,000, I could fill up the Aeronoff with 15.
Yeah, but the Bengals were playing that night. You fill that up.
You're underestimating me in my own city.
Lord have mercy. Josiah Moore said, "Much love, Unc Ocho. Cali upcoming broadcast. Myself, 20 years old, watch your show every night. Will be a blessing if I were to show my knowledge."
Okay, show your knowledge. Give me a calculus problem right now and solve it while we all here.
Well, unfortunately, that's the end of the show. So we have to get back at a later date and time.
We can solve it tomorrow because we on tomorrow.
Thank you guys for watching another episode of Nightcap. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you hit that like button and go subscribe to the Nightcap podcast feed wherever you get your podcast from. Y'all know who I am. I'm your favorite Unc, Shannon Sharpe. That guy is Liberty City's own Bingo Ring of Fame honoree, the Pro Bowler, the All-Pro. That's Chad Ochocinco Johnson. Please make sure you check out Shea by Laportier. We have it in stock. And what better way to celebrate the holidays than with a bottle of Shea by Laportier? If you cannot find it in any city or state near you, order it and we'll get it to you. We won't get it to you by the end of the year, but at the top of the year, we'll make sure you get it. Please drink responsibly. Go follow my media company page on all of its platforms. That's Shay Shay Media and my clothing company, 84. We had our newest release with 84 being spelled out. Our newest release just dropped last month. Shirts, sweats, as well as stocking stuffers such as beanies, koozies, and mugs. Quantities are limited, so please make sure you grab yours while supplies last. We had a glitch, and there were some single orders of mugs that we had a glitch, and so we had a delay. I apologize sincerely. Hate that it happened, but hopefully we have that corrected and let us know. We should have those to you by the end of the week, but we're sorry for any inconvenience they might have caused. Tickets for our Super Bowl show in New Orleans, our first spring tour stop. Tickets are on sale now. The link is pinned at the top of the chat. February 6th in New Orleans. Be there. Great guests lined up. We've been nominated for 2 Sports Podcast Awards. Best American Football Podcast and Best Sports Comedy Podcast. Please go vote for us. The link is pinned at the chat, pinned on our social pages, and in our social bios. Cowboys defeated the Bucs 26-24, but with the Commanders coming from behind and beating the Eagles today, that win by the Commanders eliminated the Cowboys and the 49ers from playoff contention. The Commanders, as I mentioned earlier, won the game. Jayden Daniels, by the score of 36-33. Jayden Daniels had 5 touchdowns as he comes from behind and wins against the Eagles. Jalen Hurts was knocked out of that game in the first quarter with a concussion. The Bengals keep their playoff hopes alive with a 24-6 win over the Browns. Jamar Chase went over 1,500 yards, and he breaks his own franchise record in receiving yards. Myles Garrett got his 100th sack before turning the age of 29. He's the 4th fastest in NFL history, joining Bruce Smith. The Bills came from behind and defeated the Patriots 24-21. Lions double up the Bears 34-17. Jahmyr Gibbs had 109 yards on the ground and a touchdown. Jared Goff was 23 of 32, 336, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. And in that game, he set a new career high for passing touchdowns in a season with 33. The Vikings go on the road thanks to Sam Darnold clutchness. He was 22 of 35, 246, 3 touchdowns, no turnover. Found Justin Jefferson late in the ball game as they win 27-24 to keep pace with a chance to get home field throughout the playoffs. The Falcons defeated the Giants and Michael Penix Jr.'s first start, Ocho, 34-7. The Raiders defeat the Jag 19-14 and move from having the number 2 pick to number 6. But Antonio Pierce says that's not my problem. The Rams defeat the Jets 19-9. Got a stranglehold on the NFC West because the Cardinals lost, the Jets lost, the Cardinals lost, and the 49ers lost, and the Seahawks lost. So they got a 2-game lead right now. The Dolphins defeat the 49ers 29-17. And that concludes this edition of Nightcap. I'm Unc, he's Ocho. We'll see you tomorrow night after Monday Night Football. Thanks for joining us, guys.